And the next category, ladies and gentlemen, is the best wellness destination in India. And the nominees are Kumarakom, Kerala; Rishikesh, Uttarakhand; Shimla, Himachal Pradesh; Kovalam, Kerala; and Kodaikanal, Tamil Nadu. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold goes to Kumarakom, Kerala. ठीक है. After this, we'll have to go on to the After this, you'll do the 11th, right? And the next category is Best Adventure Destination in India. I hope you have a copy of my script also. Best Adventure Destination in India, ladies and gentlemen, and the nominees are Gulmarg, Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, ऊपर नीचे हो रखा rafting, Gulmarg, Kashmir, skiing, Ladakh, Chadar trek, Goa, surf.
Bihar Tourism invites you on a grand adventure to witness marvelous sights, and feel uplifted by spirituality. Journey through ancient Magadh. Take the road less traveled and experience its serenity. This is the abode of Gautam Buddha. And the birthplace of Lord Mahavir. Walk the land of ancient legends. Discover unique cultures. And cross far-reaching milestones. Step through the doorways of history. Into a wonderland. Visit blissful Bihar and be transformed.
Dear Diary, I've been to a wonderful place. Have always thought ancient and modern are opposites. I was wrong. Here I've seen the first modern city of 4,000-year-old civilization. I've been to places that are endowed with heritage and preserved by time. I always thought man and wild are opposites. Not really. Here I've had conversations with the king of the jungle. I always thought white is the opposite of colors. Proved false. Here I've seen millions of shades dancing in color white. Strange ones, hit terribly by earthquake, are today inspiring others to live, to celebrate. I always thought gods live only in heaven. But here, I heard the sounds of Lord Krishna's flute. I heard the heart throbs of Goddess Sati. You know what? I saw a place which was attacked hundreds of times by foreign intruders. Still it stands untouched. Even sun god comes to greet good morning to this place. Isn't that a living symbol of faith? I went back in King Ashoka's era. I even stood at the place Parsis entered India. You know who lived here before any human walked on the earth? I have seen that creature in all its glory. I have been to a place where migrated birds come to spend a vacation. I felt kingly at times. I felt crazy at times. I went too deep to explore new world. You know, humans learned to heal before they invented wheels. On my journey, I saw the journey of medical science. I have heard the echoes of bravery that still reverberates among masses. You know, here they celebrate more than 200 festivals a year. I took my taste buds on a journey through flavors and diversified my taste palette. I mean, they have everything. This place has given visionary leaders to the world. Mahatma Gandhi, the soldier of peace and non-violence, who got India her independence. Sardar Patel, who united India after independence. World's tallest statue built in the memory of Iron Man of India. Narendra Modi, who is striving to make developed India. A man pushing forward the development indices in the country with his proactive vision and approach. One of future's smart city and all-round development is taking place in this state. I always thought that the sound of my heartbeat would fade in the crowd until I resonated with 132,000 heartbeats. I have seen something unique here too, like the world's longest riverfront. It means this state is traditional in looks, but truly modern in thoughts. This place welcomes the world on its doorsteps to do business. I've seen modern splendors sitting atop one another. One can experience the ease of doing business here, as the world is within your reach and accessible anytime. No destination is too far and no dream impossible. Here, knowledge is reaching unto the last through most advanced technology. Here, the most famous institutions of the country are paving the way of future for the youth. I've seen opportunities. I've seen innovations. I've seen illuminated thoughts of Mahatma being realized. It's not a state. It is a state of mind where all the senses merge. I think I love Gujarat. And you would too. So come, experience the hospitality of this mesmerizing state. Gujarat awaits you with open arms.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you to the 2022 edition of the Outlook Awards, Outlook Traveler Awards, ladies and gentlemen. May I request all of you to please join us in the ballroom and be seated. We're going to be starting very, very shortly. May I also request you to keep your mobile phones on silent so that we have no interruptions during the flow of the program. Of course, we would not want you to switch off your mobiles at any cost, so that you can spread the message of the Outlook Traveler Awards far and wide across all your social media platforms, but do keep them on silent mode. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you, and may I request and urge all of you to please join us in the ballroom. Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We will begin very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an announcement for everyone who is still outside. May I request you to please join us in the ballroom now, because we're going to be starting shortly. Thank you very much, and yet again, a warm welcome to Outlook Traveler Awards 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting shortly. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, may I once again extend a very hearty welcome to all of you to the 2022 edition of the Outlook Traveller Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request and urge all of you to please be in the room and take seats. So those of you who are still outside, please do join us in the ballroom and take your seats. We're going to be starting very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. In under a minute, we will begin with the proceedings. May I request you to please take your seats, and a polite reminder to all of you to please keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will start in no time. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Good evening, namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all of you. May I request all of you to please be seated. May I request all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to please take your seats. This is an announcement for all those of you who are still outside to come and take your seats, please. May I invite you to be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you for your cooperation, ladies and gentlemen. Please take seats, and a polite reminder once again to all of you to keep your mobile phones on silent. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aishwarya Singh, and on behalf of the Outlook Group, I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you to this 2022 edition of the Outlook Traveller Awards. This is a very special evening for all of us here, ladies and gentlemen, so I'd like to thank you very much. I extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for being a part of this very significant evening for us here at the Outlook Group. Ladies and gentlemen, Outlook Traveller has always strived to be the most credible and comprehensive source of travel information in the country. And with these awards, we want to highlight the best that caught our eye last year. We, of course, had a lot of fun putting these awards together. And this evening, we put the spotlight on the best in travel as determined by our eminent jury. The Outlook Traveller Awards categories are exhaustive as we cover a broad spectrum of experiences in travel across all the states of the country. Our jury, ladies and gentlemen, includes some prominent figures of the travel and tourism sector. I'd request you all to please put your hands together for our eminent jury here at the Outlook Traveller Awards 2022. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the applause. Let me now introduce to you our jury members. The jury chair is Ms. Meenakshi Sharma, the Deputy CAG, Government of India. Ms. Meenakshi Sharma, an IAS officer of the 1988 batch, she has worked extensively in Audit Department in Government of India. Some of her assignments in the Government of India have been with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Ministry of Personnel, and Ministry of Tourism. She has been Accountant General in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. She has been an Accountability Fellowship holder in General Accountability Office in USA, and also has done her international audit assignments with the WHO. She finished her 5-year stint with the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India last year as Director General Tourism, and she is passionate about tourism and its positive impact on human beings as well as the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the jury chair, Ms. Meenakshi Sharma. Now let me take a moment to introduce our eminent jury panel. We have Ms. Neha Arora, the founder of Planet Abled. With a totally unutilized engineering degree and almost a decade of corporate experience up her sleeve, Ms. Neha Arora is the founder of Planet Abled, which is bringing a paradigm shift in tourism by giving everyone the freedom of choice to travel, irrespective of disability, impairment, age, or medical condition. She started Planet Abled because she could never go for a holiday as a child. Her 38 years of experience of knowing her parents' needs, her father is blind and mother is a wheelchair user, and that gives her a unique perspective into the needs of people with disabilities as she creates a Planet Abled. A big round of applause for Ms. Neha Arora, the founder of Planet Abled, our jury member. We also have Mr. Jaideep Bansal, the CEO of Global Himalayan Expedition. Mr. Jaideep Bansal is the CEO of Global Himalayan Expedition, an award-winning social enterprise that is working to bring sustainable development to the remotest communities of India. GHE, Global Himalayan Expedition, has brought solar energy and sustainable development to more than 3 lakh people across 5 regions in the remotest corners of India. Winner of the 2020 UN Climate Action Award, GHE's work of impact tourism has been documented by National Geographic, BBC, and NDTV to reach out to a worldwide audience. A big round of applause for Mr. Jaideep Bansal, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Global Himalayan Expedition. And we have with us Mr. Vaibhav Kala, founder Aquaterra Adventures, and he's responsible for opening up remote Himalayan valleys to adventure tourism and has helped open up Indian River running like none before, with rivers like the Tons 19 years after it was run in its entirety, the Siang, Upper Brahmaputra, Subansari, Lohit in Arunachal Pradesh, and the Pindar. A big round of applause for Mr. Vaibhav Kala, please. And our jury member, Ms. Chinky Sinha, the editor of Outlook. She is the editor of Outlook magazine. She studied her master's in journalism from SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University and has worked at various media houses, including the BBC and Al Jazeera. A big round of applause for Ms. Chinky Sinha as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'd like to apprise you of the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that this evening will be graced by our chief guest, Sri G. Kishan Reddy, the Honorable Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Donor, Government of India. And we will also be extremely delighted to have the presence of our guest of honor, Sri Satpal Maharaj, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Uttarakhand Government, and he's going to be on board with us also at the Outlook Traveller Awards edition this year. Now, let me take a moment to thank our partners for this event. Outlook Traveller Awards 2022 is powered by Namami Gange and Arth Ganga. Our industry partner is Ladakh Pashmina. Our state partners are Gujarat Tourism, West Bengal Tourism, Bihar Tourism, and JNK Tourism. Expedition partner, Renault. Sustainability partner, Chuck. Global payment partner, Neo Global, and knowledge partner, Toluna. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now, at this juncture, get set. And of course, as we begin, I'd only like to say that travel, of course, has changed. And it is only important to deliberate and find out how equipped we are to adapt to this changing face of travel. So let me waste no time, and without any further ado, invite on stage Ms. Meenakshi Mehta, publisher, Outlook Traveller, to tell us more about Outlook Traveller and the awards 2022 edition. Please welcome the lady with a big round of applause, Ms. Meenakshi Mehta, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome the lady with a big round of applause. There she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening, namaste. A very warm welcome to the Outlook Traveller Awards evening. We're doing these awards after a gap of 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. The brand with a 21 years of legacy, Outlook Traveller. We've been with our audience for so many years. Our audience has been loyal to us. They're our loyal subscribers, been there with us for 21 years. So we took a gap of 2 years doing these Outlook Traveller Awards, which have become a benchmark of, of the state performance for everyone, for the states. We did not do our awards for 2 years. We took this break. Why? Sarmat Saab is here. We kind of discussed. Chandran sir is here. In fact, we used to deliberate a lot that during the COVID years, there was so much of a pressure on all of us. We being the publishers and the states, we used to talk a lot. We used to discuss a lot of things. There used to be a lot of discussions as to what to be done, what not to be done. So, there was so much of an effort going in from every state. And that's when we thought that why should we do the awards now? What should be the benchmark to do the awards now in these years when we all are putting in our best efforts? We all are hand-holding each other. So should we compete? Should we do these awards? So that's when we decided we'll not do the awards, but we were working together. What were we doing then? We all were working together. We were working with the states very closely. We were putting in itineraries for our travelers. We've been a brand where our travelers, our readers have been there with us, even when they're not planning a trip, but we've still been with them. So this evening tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a celebration of all those efforts that we'd put in, all those discussions and all those plans that we make, which were successful and unsuccessful also at many times. So all those discussions that we did in the boardroom, I guess that this evening is a celebration for those efforts of ours. So without wasting much of a time, let's just start the evening and celebrate India, celebrate our states. Let's say, Dekho Apna Desh, and we welcome you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mehta, for setting the context for the Outlook Traveler Awards 2022, as also, I'd say, for being so heartwarming to the audience. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're going to be starting with a chat at this juncture. And very quickly, we will have the days set up. Let me now just quickly get the days quickly set up, ladies and gentlemen, post which I'm going to be inviting Mr. Jaideep Bansal, who's the CEO of Global Himalayan Expedition, who's going to have a discussion on sustainability with Mr. Satish Chami Velumani, CEO of Chuck, Yash Pakka. So I'm going to take this moment, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce Mr. Satish Chami Velumani, who comes with a rich background in the product, packaging, and food space, and he's leading Yash Pakka's compostable division towards global leadership in the compostable food serviceware space. The company has been a pioneer in the space through its brand Chuck, that includes sugarcane fiber molded products. So ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a discussion on sustainability, the need of the hour. Let me now invite on stage Mr. Jaideep Bansal, CEO, Global Himalayan Expedition, with a big round of applause. Welcome, sir. And may I invite Mr. Satish Chami Velumani, CEO of Chuck. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's energize this evening with the music in the form of your applause. Warm welcome, sir. And with that, Mr. Jaideep, the conversation is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me again, clap twice. If you can hear me well, clap 3 times now. We need more energy in this room, guys. So good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for taking out the time and effort to be part of the Outlook Awards 2022. And it's a great pleasure here to be on the stage here to have a discussion on sustainability. Why is it imperative? Why is it the need of the hour? And why does it make sense, business sense, for people like, young businessmen who are enabling businesses on sustainability? So I think without further ado, I would just like to, give you 2 to 3 minutes. If you can just tell us about what is the business that you're doing and what got you interested into it, because it's very interesting. It is eliminating plastic, but how do you go about it?
Absolutely. Hello? Oh, yeah. Well, Jaideep, thank you very much. I like you so much because you said young businessman. So it's a great start. So let's start with that. So the question was, why is this important? How did we get into this? Let me start off with what our promoter says, right? So Ved Krishna, most people here knows Ved pretty well. And Ved Krishna started this about 2017, I believe. And I joined Chuck in the journey very recently, about 6-7 months ago. So Ved always says this, look, plastic is one of the best materials that the humankind has ever invented. It's so great that it gets used in so many forms, but it became, it became one of the evilest materials when the invention crossed a threshold limit, right? And now you see plastics everywhere. It takes only about 500 years, right? A material which was invented about 70 years ago became the most important material for our everyday life, or lives. And it takes about 500 years to decompose. And we see plastics everywhere, every single location that you're in. And the impact is not going to be small, right? So what is that we can do to cause a positive impact? And Ved's family comes from a very rich manufacturing experience of making paper from agri residue. So this was a very good extension of what they were already doing in terms of converting agri residue into paper. They said, Ved thought, hey, what if I go solve a problem where, it's eminent, you can see it, it's everywhere, right? Use of plastic plates, plastic cutlery, plastic everything. And that's when he started his trials. He spent numerous hours trying to solve this problem, years, if you will, about 3-4 years before getting to a final solution. And that's how Chuck was born in about 2017.
And so if you can just tell us in maybe 1 more minute, exactly what is it that Chuck does?
So Chuck makes 100% compostable tableware, right? Now we are moving from being just a tableware to a food serviceware. The reason why we say tableware is, whatever you see, plates, cups, bowls, this is what we have been making. Off late, we started making our delivery containers. So you hopefully, in the next few months, you will see delivery containers that are made from 100% compostable material, right? When I say 100% compostable, the raw material comes from sugarcane residue, right? After the molasses is taken out, the residue that gets thrown away, that gets picked up from factories around our plant, and they get processed into fibers, which then gets molded in a very, very sustainable way to get products that are used for everyday lives.
If I may ask the audience, how many of you order online food on Swiggy, Zomato? Quick raise of hands. And how many of you are fed up with the plastic that you end up receiving with every order? So I think there's a huge, there's a lot of raise of hands, so there's a huge problem to be solved. Now, if you're in this space, but why is there only one Chuck? Why aren't there more such enterprises? Why aren't companies like the delivery companies already switching to sustainable material? Because they all claim to be sustainable. Zomato says that we have climate conscious deliveries, but you're still sending out plastic. So what does it take to shift the paradigm? And then how do you think there can be a partnership with the government as well? Because government can, I think, play a huge role in this.
Oh, that's quite a lot of questions. So let me start off with the first one. I lost track of lots of these questions.
So the first one was, why is there only one Chuck?
Okay. So why is there only one Chuck? It takes enormous amount of passion and perseverance, which Ved still has, I believe, right? We see it every day in the way he operates. One is, this is a very capital-intensive industry. If you walk out to our booth, there's a video that runs in the background. This was actually taken by Business Insider. It shows the entire process of taking sugarcane fibers and converting them into molded products, right? And when I say taking sugarcane fibers, it's not, when I say it's sugarcane fibers, it's not a small heap, right? You're talking about hillocks and hillocks of sugarcane fibers, right? Our plant in Ayodhya is set up over an area of 75 acres. About 50% of them handles just the raw materials, right? And there's a huge pulp mill. So the fibers then gets converted into pulp, which then gets converted into molded fiber products. It takes apart from passion and perseverance, it takes a ton of capital, right? Over the last few years, the amount of capital that has gone in, again, if you look at it from a financial angle, it probably doesn't make sense. But if you look at it from the impact angle, every single rupee that we have invested in makes sense, right?
I would like to get the audience's point of view on this. How many of you think what he's saying is rational, or is he out of his mind when he says that it makes sense now, even if it is less profitable, to be more sustainable? Do you all agree with this or no? Raise of hands who agree. All right, raise of hands who disagree. Who think that no, we should still continue with plastic because it's much cheaper even if it impacts the environment. Is there anyone? Any raise of hands? Great, so we have a great audience here. Thank you so much. But now the problem with scaling up, and then the question with how can it can be tied in with what the governments also want to achieve. Or India, Prime Minister said that we want to become net zero by 2070, and plastic is going to be a huge challenge. Then it makes sense to go ahead with such solutions. But then how do you sort of scale it up from here?
So I'm going to step back to the last question as well. I mean, you asked why is there only one Chuck? It actually is not necessarily true. When in 2017, yes, there was only one Chuck, or probably there was another one, right? But then now there are lots of guys that are coming in, and we don't work like competitors, to be very honest. The reason I'm saying that is not because we form a cartel or anything. Please don't get us wrong. The way we work is the pulp is actually a highly priced commodity. When I say price, it's valued commodity. Not every manufacturer can set up a 75-acre pulp mill, and that takes quite a bit of investment and, more importantly, the effort, right? So what we do is we have excess pulp capacity, and we are partnering with other manufacturers, even though to the outside world they look like competitors, but we supply. So because at the end of the day, it's not about making money, right? And if we wanted to make money, I don't think Ved would have invested so much and toiled around so much, right? His goal is to make impact at scale, and impact at scale happens when multiple people join together, right? Today, what started as a two-people manufacturing industry in India is about 27, 28, right? And people are coming up. In fact, Chuck is also partnering with various manufacturers to acquire their additional capacity, right? With us supplying pulp and buying their capacities 100%. Again, the goal is to cause impact at scale, right? How do we go all around and do this? So I'm going to come to the current question, which is, how do we partner?
We have 1 minute.
Yeah. How do we partner with the government, right? In June, July, I believe, we had the pleasure of meeting and presenting Chuck products to our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. He looked at the products. He really liked them, right? He couldn't believe that these were all made from sugarcane bagasse. It's that solid, right? And as a follow-up to that, we have been in discussions with multiple people in the ministry. In fact, we had a meeting with Environmental Ministry last month, explaining our product, explaining what we are trying to do. So there's definitely a lot of industry partnership that is happening with the government. We are definitely working on bringing a lot more about it.
So I think, thank you so much. We are out of time, but two key takeaways. In crisis, I mean, when we look at climate change, it's definitely a crisis. There is no competition. There can be only collaboration. And the second thing is, if anyone is here from the tourism industry, if you are from these states, it just makes sense to sort of talk to the company and see if there is a way that, because tourism is the biggest contributor to plastic waste, and if there are ways that you can make it sustainable, then why not? And why wait? So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jaideep, and thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you gentlemen for that wonderful conversation on sustainability. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we do have another conversation coming. But once again, thank you very much, Mr. Bansal, for moderating the discussion with Mr. Satish Chami Velumani, the CEO of Chuck. And ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment to once again thank our partners for this event. Outlook Traveler Awards 2022 is powered by Namami Gange and Arth Ganga. The industry partner is Ladakh Pashmina. Our state partners are J&K Tourism, Gujarat Tourism, West Bengal Tourism, and Bihar Tourism. Expedition partner, Renault. Sustainability partner, Chuck. Global payment partner, Neo Global. And our knowledge partner is Toluna. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are delighted to inform all of you that soon we will be graced by our chief guest, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, Honorable Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Donor, Government of India. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we will be graced by our guest of honor, Shri Satpal Maharaj, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Uttarakhand Government. He's also going to be on board with us at the Outlook Traveler Awards this year as the guest of honor. With that, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is almost set. And let me tell you, the next discussion is going to be moderated by Ms. Chinky Sinha, the editor of Outlook. And the topic of discussion delves, what is the idea of a place? How do we find it? And how does the place offer itself? Now, and ladies and gentlemen, let me first invite Ms. Chinky Sinha, the editor of Outlook, who's going to be welcoming the panelists on stage. Let's welcome the lady with a big round of applause, please. Welcome, Ms. Chinky. So she's going to be steering this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. And let me very quickly invite our panelists. Mr. Tejveer Singh, Punjab Tourism, is going to be slightly delayed, but he's on the way. He's going to be joining us shortly. May I invite Mr. Santosh Kumar Maul from Bihar Tourism to kindly grace the dais. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Santosh Kumar Maul from Bihar Tourism. Welcome, sir. May I invite Mr. B. Chandramohan, Tamil Nadu Tourism. There he is. Let's welcome Mr. B. Chandramohan from Tamil Nadu Tourism, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to invite Mr. Anabalagan P. Chhattisgarh Tourism. May I invite you, sir, to kindly join us on stage, Mr. Anabalagan P. Welcome, sir. And I'd like to invite Mr. Sarmad Hafiz from Jammu and Kashmir Tourism, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Please welcome Mr. Sarmad Hafiz, Jammu and Kashmir Tourism. Welcome, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, also joining us on the panel is Ms. Aradhana Seth, filmmaker and visual artist. May I invite you, ma'am, to kindly join the dais. Ms. Aradhana Seth, filmmaker and visual artist. Oh, that's just finding her way to the stage. There she is. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the lady. Welcome, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, the editor of Outlook, Ms. Chinky Sinha, will be moderating this very, very worthy conversation. Ma'am, please take it away. It's now getting started.
Hi and welcome to this panel discussion on the idea of a place, and we have a very interesting panel. So this discussion is going to be about how does a place offer itself to you beyond the stereotypical notions of a place. Like for instance, if you talk about Bihar, we always look at both Gaya or Nalanda. But beyond that, what is in Bihar? Or for instance, any other state. So I would like to ask how are state tourism departments kind of opening up this space and what they are doing in terms of like promoting a state beyond what has always been the notion of that state. For instance, in Punjab, you have the Golden Temple. What else is there in Punjab? So, you know, if you guys can talk a little bit about how you offer, how you can change that perception or how you can offer more. So I would like to begin with, maybe, sir, if you can talk from Bihar a little bit. I'm also from Bihar, so.
Thank you, Ms. Sinha. You said about Bihar, only Gaya and Nalanda comes to your mind? There is so much which Bihar now has to offer, and it had in the past also to offer. It is only the matter of perception. She herself is from Bihar, and she talks about both Gaya and Nalanda alone.
I can talk about more.
It makes my tasks, my future tasks, determination of my future tasks easier. Branding and promotion, branding and promotion, and branding and promotion. Because we have so many places. We have Rajgir. Next to Nalanda, we have Rajgir, the place where Lord Buddha, Bhagwan Buddha, if we call him, spent not less than 6 years of his life. On Gridkoot Hill, he meditated for long and long and long. And he preached so many sermons at Rajgir. And in last few years, the government has done so much to develop that place. We are talking about places. So now we have, other than the Vishwa Shanti Stupa, the first ropeway perhaps in the country, which was used in various movies also. So at the top of the hill, there is the Vishwa Shanti Stupa. And which was inaugurated by none other than the president of the country that time, Mr. Giri. And other than Vishwa Shanti Stupa, which was the original offering of the place known as Rajgir, now we have so many things to boot. First is the nature safari, spread over not less than 1,500 hectares. Nature safari, a must visit. You have to go and see to believe what we have to offer in the nature safari at Rajgir. And now, very recently has been added the jungle safari, where you are taken inside a bus and the wild animals for a change are roaming around free. We are encapsulated in a bus. So, other than the nature safari, we have a Pandu Pokhar, which is an adventure park. Other than the Pandu Pokhar, we have the famous Ghoda Katora lake, natural lake, where about 60 feet tall statue of Lord Buddha has been done up by the Bihar Tourism under the able guidance of our Chief Minister Saab. And there are many other places, the hot water springs in Rajgir. So this is what I talked about, Rajgir. If I have time, then I can talk more about Vaishali, the place where, again, Bhagwan Buddha spent a lot of time and where his ashes were kept for a long time. And we have the tallest stupa in the world. Borobudur in Indonesia is not the tallest stupa in the world. The tallest stupa now, as per official records, is Kesaria in the district of East Champaran. Then we have Valmiki Nagar, the tiger reserve. And we have Vikramshila University in Bhagalpur. There are so many places we
also have the Sita temple, the first.
Which one?
The Sita Marhi, the temple.
The Sita Marhi.
Yeah.
If my focus was all on the Buddha circuit because she mentioned about Gaya and this place, Nalanda. If we go to Ramayana, then Mother Goddess Sita was born in Bihar and Lord Ram went and married her in Bihar only. So Sita Marhi, the place, Punora Dham is there. Then we have Ram Rekha Ghat in Buxar, where Bhagwan Ram spent a lot of time with Maharshi Vishwamitra, as the folklore says. So there are so many places in Bihar.
Okay, I think Mr. Tejveer has just joined. Hi. No, that's okay. The question is basically the idea of a place and how does a place offer itself and how the state tourism departments are kind of trying to promote more of a place than just the stereotypical notions about a place and how you can promote that kind of tourism. So I just wanted to tell you that, if you can answer.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So good evening, everyone, and sorry, my apologies. I thought it was 7:20. As far as Punjab is concerned, our biggest tourism draw has been the iconic Golden Temple. But interestingly, there's a lot which goes beyond places which are, conventionally known to be tourist attractions. So there are a lot of places. Incidentally, it will be interesting for many of you to know that we have one of the largest visited museums in the country, which is called the Virasat-e Khalsa. And it's actually one of the reasons is because it's a free entry museum. And it's really a wonderful thing to see. But in a town, Anandpur Sahib, and alongside there are many nice farm stays and others which are normally not so well explored. And you are in a very pretty part of the state. So Punjab offers, personally to me, a lot of interesting things. There is a lot of potential we see even in terms of, ecotourism and recently the forest department. Just to share a very different kind of insight that the forest department has done some very interesting work as part of joint forest management, working with village communities, and they've set up some very nice, Swiss cottages alongside a dam, and it's really drawing a huge number of tourists. So even things in which are in very remote parts of the state, and there's a lot of the state which is now being rediscovered thanks to, you know, bloggers and things that are being posted on social media. So of course, the conventional circuits and the conventional places for people to visit, of course, will be there. But I think there's a different side for states and for all of us to help kind of reach out to the, you know, the people who are really working, you know, for their benefit. So it's, and I think one sees a little bit of a change post-COVID also. So that's another thing which I think this trend is becoming stronger. And today people are exploring, you know, rural farm stays. So Punjab, for instance, had one of the earliest farm stay policies, and we have about 60 odd good farm stays registered with the state government. Of course, there's a lot more that can be done, and we hope that in the coming years, since even Government of India has a very strong focus on, you know, rural tourism and farm stays, so this is a place which will definitely see much more action in the years to come.
Thank you so much. And if I can ask from Kashmir, you know, we have been to Kashmir on reportages, and we have been stunned by the beauty of Kashmir. Obviously, there are those stereotypes of houseboats and Dal Lake, but there's so much more. The architecture itself is very beautiful, very different. So what is the Kashmir government kind of trying to do to get, and obviously it's a conflict zone as well, so how does that work? I mean, how do you promote that?
I think first of all, if you have to say it in one sentence, I would say everybody knows that it's the mirror image of paradise. And everybody knows that, but that's not where it ends. We have an old slogan in J&K tourism which says that you come to Kashmir and we will show you the world. We truly have the world on offer. The beauty, everybody knows about that, the mountains, the streams, the lakes, the seasons, most of all. When you come to Kashmir, if you come there in one season, you've probably not seen it all. We are a different place in every season. Be it spring, when you have the beautiful tulip garden, which is the Asia's biggest. This year we had about 1.5 million tulips there. The Mughal gardens, flowers everywhere. The blossoms, the almond blossoms, the cherry blossoms, the horticulture that we have there. Winter, absolutely the winter paradise, the snow. Like Gulmarg, we have the gondola which takes you to the highest ski point in the world at 13,500. There's so many things on offer. The place itself, the horticulture that we have, the handicrafts. No other place in the world have so much variety and such quality handicrafts as what we have in Jammu and Kashmir. So I think it's a complete experience, and your earlier question was that people already know about it, the beauty and everything, what is new. I'm just reminded of the poet who says that a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never fade into nothingness. That is Jammu and Kashmir. We have also tried to build experiences. What we are working on in Jammu and Kashmir tourism is trying to improve the experiences that our tourists have. We have many new places that we have on offer now. People know about Gulmarg, they know about Sonmarg, they know about Pahalgam, but in the 75th year of independence this year, we identified 75 destinations which have tremendous potential, untapped so far. All those areas have been opened up for tourism, where we have developed basic facilities where you can have different experiences. There are areas where you have meadows which are perhaps 3 or 4 times the size of Gulmarg. There are areas where you can go and experience the outdoors, the mountains, the high altitude lakes, the trekking, the passes, water sports, adventure tourism, adventure sports. And then we have some niche tourism products as well. Like we also have a complete golfing circuit. I can safely claim that we are perhaps the golfing capital of the country as well, other than having everything else. Similarly, now we have, next month, we are going with a bird festival, which is a bird watching festival. So it's a bird watchers paradise as well. Then we have so many other things on offer. Angling, skiing in winter. I think it's a complete experience, and I would very strongly recommend to the entire country that we have such a beautiful place in our own country, which is accessible, which is affordable, which has good connectivity. No reason why people from all over the world and all over the country should not come and visit Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, thank you so much. And if I can ask from Chhattisgarh, how do you guys Bastar, for instance, we have given the special jury award for offbeat destination. And it's very interesting if you go to a place like that. I mean, how do you promote a place like that, which also has that other connotation of being a Naxal, thing, and how do you secure the safety angle for people who, and how do you promote that place?
Thanks for asking this. Good evening, everyone. While saying that we are talking about different places, how the places offer themselves to the tourists, how do they view that? I see that the publicity angle of tourism sector plays a very big role. And publicity, when we talk about that, the negative publicity of any place, like when we talk about India, we know the size of India, the diversity, the color, and when we talk about tourism, everything that a tourism hospitality sector can offer is available in our country. Different states offer different things, but starting from Himalayas to beautiful beaches, lagoons, everything is available in our country, including ecotourism, including tribal tourism. So when we say that, there was a time when, like as you said, Chhattisgarh, Bastar, Naxalism, law and order issue. This is what is the connotation that, so the narrative has to change. That is what the government has been doing since last 3-4 years. And beautifully it is actually coming up. One among that is the homestays. Because a place like Bastar, when someone comes, the tourists essentially, they want to have the local flavor, the perfect tribal life that they would like to see, the tribal heartland, how do they live, what do they do, and for every action, everything they do throughout the year, there is a reason for that. And those belief systems have something very concrete beneath them. So someone has to really dwell upon those areas, be there for some time to understand that. That this homestays are beautifully engaging, and it is really heartening to see that it is growing day by day very well. Apart from that, administratively being separated from Madhya Pradesh, the state becomes smaller. One Bastar district used to be larger than geographically Kerala. Now it is 7 districts. So the administration has started reaching out to the people. So the impact is very good. So when we talk about hospitality tourism, there have been many places that have been identified over a period of time, and they are now secure, safe, and the issue of Naxalism really has, like every other state, like the undivided Andhra Pradesh or the undivided Bihar, every other state has a peak where the problem takes itself, and then it has to definitely go down, because naturally people want to live a free life, and when the government, the system supports them, it reaches out to them, they are more than willing to come and mingle themselves with the mainstream. So that is what is happening there. So a lot of people, a lot of tourists are going. Traditionally, people from Bengal used to visit Bastar more than anybody else. Now that because of the Udan scheme, thanks to the Udan scheme of Government of India, the district headquarters, Jagdalpur in Bastar, is now connected by an air connectivity between Raipur and Hyderabad. So suddenly, since last 1 year, we are seeing a lot of tourist influx from South India. All the way from Tamil Nadu and all Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we are seeing a lot of tourists coming in. So essentially, the narrative has to change, and then we have to really facilitate. Then the industry really progresses, and we could see the results. Another, as part of the narrative rewriting, what has been seen, like the Ramayana tourist circuit, what we are developing now. As per the Ramayana story goes, 14 years of exile from Ayodhya, it is believed that 10 years, Ram, Lakshman and Sita Mai, they lived in Chhattisgarh. So these places, various times people have done research on that. They have written a lot of books. So there are a lot of material available as to what could be the reason why these places are named in such a way that they are connecting themselves with the Ramayana narrative, Ramayana story. There is a place called Sitamadi. There is a place called Sitamadi Harchauka.
In Chhattisgarh also?
In Chhattisgarh,
Okay.
yes. And it is believed that Ram, Lakshman and Sita, when they were there, they lived there in a gufa, caves. It looks like a man-made, but people believe that it is a natural one. So starting from that, there is one place where the famous Meghdootam of Kalidas was written. The same place is called Sita Gufa. And that is the place where it is amidst the thick forest. There is a place, it looks like there used to be it is like a natural stage, dance platform that was developed. So these places and stories associated with that have been beautifully tied up, and we made a Ramayana circuit within the state, and the places are now under development. A lot of places already have been really developed for the, they have been made really good for tourists to visit, and we are conducting short visits, and the entire narrative is changing. Apart from that, since I have been working in Chhattisgarh since last 18 years, and I am from the other part of the country, I am from Tamil Nadu. So I see, because the narrative of Ramayana and things are different in different places of our country.
Totally.
So I have grown up reading Ramayana in a different perspective when I was like a child in Tamil Nadu. But in Chhattisgarh, the entire life of a common man revolves around Ramayana. We all know that most of the North India, almost across North India, Ram Ram is the greeting, normal greeting. Ram Ram is a normal greeting for everyone. In Chhattisgarh, what I came to know after becoming tourism secretary and we started developing this Ramayana circuit, while they start counting the amount of produce, agriculture produce, usually it is paddy in case of Chhattisgarh, the first tola, first tolnika, that one starts with Ram. Then it goes to 1, 2. So the first is offered to the god. And there is a Ram Koti. This again, I was really surprised because it is culturally very well interwoven, and there is, where do you see it like culturally it is part of the lives of people normally. The Ram Koti is a place, the grain bank. Grain bank is known with different names in different parts of the country. Our traditional systems, our villages have had their grain banks, which used to lend them grain to the needy, the poor farmers, and they have to deposit back only in terms of grain only. And this will be saved for the next season. The grain banks in Chhattisgarh villages are known as Ramkoti. So there are so many, n number of such anecdotes that I can take it, but due to time paucity, I would like to just limit it here. My point is that the place offers, only the thing is that how do we write the narrative? Because time to time it changes, and however we develop, actually, because everybody has accepted Kerala to be the God's own country. So let us also accept that the other places are also there.
Also belong to God.
Yeah, and certainly there are places, as he's from gentleman from J&K was saying, 75 years we are celebrating, 75 new places. There are places to offer, there are new places to visit, and post-COVID, there is a revenge tourism going on.
Yeah, and also
Everybody
there
want
are
to visit.
new narratives to be explored because
Yes,
bus
new
stop,
narratives
for
will
instance,
definitely help. Thank
helps
you.
a lot in understanding the other, and because in a polarized situation where the othering is happening so much, I think it's a very good kind of. And I want to come back to come to Tamil Nadu and ask about how you kind of promote the state beyond the stereotype. And there is a north and south kind of divide, and people don't get to understand north, or we don't understand south, for instance. So how do you bridge that in terms of offering the place, and how do you discover that character and then kind of communicate it?
The first thing that I would like to say is that Tamil Nadu is a state which is known for its amazing and wonderful law and order and peace. So absolutely, when a tourist comes to the state, which we have seen in the last 10 years, it's been consistently the highest number of domestic tourists and foreign tourists coming in. So they find things are okay, safe. But more than that, they have a variety of things that is available in Tamil Nadu. Kerala may be God's own country, but when it comes to Tamil Nadu, gods actually stay there. So,
Why is it everything about God?
so in fact, Tamil Nadu has more than 86,000 temples, and more than 12,000 temples are more than 1,000 years old. So we have a lot of heritage that not only attracts the religiously inclined and the spiritually inclined, but also a lot of heritage enthusiasts who come to understand how these temples were built, what they symbolize, what they show, and everything. Now, what we also would like to emphasize is Tamil Nadu is also one of the states which has the highest number of wildlife sanctuaries and bird sanctuaries in the country. So we have more than 25 to 30 of them, and we are encouraging people to come and look at the huge amount of biodiversity that we have. We have the sea on one side, which we have a long coastline, and we are now promoting water sports in a big way. The National Surfing Championship, the International Water Skiing Championship, everything is happening. So water sports is going to be a big one because we not only have inland, but also the huge coastline which is going to happen. Adventure tourism is again very, very big. But what is now taking up is people are fed up of the urban concrete jungles. They want peace. They want a lot of nature. And very surprisingly, the plantations of Tamil Nadu, that is the tea plantations, the coffee plantations, the rubber plantations, are coming out to be wonderful places which has low ecological impact, and people like the serene atmosphere and the nice adventure, and more importantly, it's a very serene thing. And they also come in for basically taking up a lot of wellness tourism. People learn yoga, people get treated, people also go in for Siddha treatment and all that. So all these things are actually making Tamil Nadu a very holistic kind of a destination. And of course, even though there could be a little bit of a language barrier, but most of the tourist destinations have multilingual service providers. So there is never a barrier when it comes to Tamil Nadu. I think commerce and profits do drive multilingualism in a big way in Tamil Nadu.
And now I'd like to come to Aradhana, who's a filmmaker, a set designer, and a visual artist, and has traveled the length and breadth of the country, looking at places and kind of discovering those places, looking at it from many different angles. So I just wanted to ask Aradhana as to how, I mean, you talked about places, and you live in Goa, where you always say that it's not just about beaches, there's also a lot of architecture, cuisine. So if you can talk about how the states can change this narrative in terms of, visually, in terms of how, the narrative shift. So if you can talk about that a little bit.
I think for me, it's interesting to obviously the monuments and the Buddhist circuit and all the Dal Lake and the Nandi are all givens. I think people now go and see those places and they go to them anyway. But as a filmmaker and a production designer, when you go into a state, you're looking constantly at what the way that, other than architecture, the way people live, what smaller, like small housing, big housing, going into people's homes, so going into, say, the shoemaker's home, going into the poi guy's home, going into the gentleman who makes the bread, going into the weaver's home. I think that's being explored, but it kind of needs to be explored some more. So if you're in Tamil Nadu, it's also interesting to go and see the craft in its home environment, but obviously not to disturb the person who's making it. So I think there's a fine balance between the two. But one thing I'm really sad about is nobody has discussed food today. Because I think that is like, I mean, when you travel, whether it's for film or privately, and you go, you explore and you kind of lose yourself. You learn a lot about another culture, not from reading, not from watching, but actually from the cuisine of the place, whether it's makki ki roti, whether it's seasonal, whether it's the bread, whether it's yeah, exactly, whether it's wonderful curd rice. I think that in itself is, because you always get good food at home in the States, but how can you look at getting really amazing food that is almost homemade outside homestays, but other places too? Because you are always craving that when you travel.
Yeah, we always say that for a journalist to get to a story, you break the bread with the person.
Yeah.
And that's very, I think, an interesting thing
Yeah,
that
I think there's been a homogenization of food a little bit. I mean, you get the small place where you will go and get a nice dosa, but you also, they're still missing, like just to get home meals. So I know in Lucknow, they started a restaurant where different ladies would cook and they would access their food and you could go and eat there.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. And I think we've run out of time, but it was a very nice discussion. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, eminent panelists. That was indeed a very illuminating discussion. And thank you, Ms. Chinky Sinha, for steering that conversation so brilliantly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me apprise all of you and let me extend my heartiest welcome to our chief guest who is in our midst now. We have in our midst our chief guest, Sri G. Kishan Reddy, Honorable Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Donor, Government of India. Namaskar, sir. Aapka bahut bahut swagat hai. Thank you for gracing this occasion. And we are equally elated to have in our midst our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, Sri Satpal Maharaj Ji, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Uttarakhand Government. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar. Thank you for gracing this occasion. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our honorable chief guest and our guest of honor. And with that, let me now invite on stage Mr. G. Ashok Kumar, Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga, to talk about Earth Ganga, exploring potential tourism in the Ganga Basin. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause, Mr. G. Ashok Kumar, Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga. Namaskar. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Minister for Tourism, Kishan Reddy Sahib. Honorable Minister for Tourism from Uttarakhand, Satpal Maharaj Ji. All the people assembled here. Greetings from Namami Gange. Probably all of you may wonder why Namami Gange is in tourism. As that famous dialogue goes in Diwar, why we are here? Because मेरे पास river है. A river जो Ganga Nadi, which is the most pristine and most important river in the country, we are, Namami Gange is responsible for probably keeping it clean. And as the discussion was happening here about God's own country and where the God stays, so Ganga is the goddess herself. So it's we call her as Mother Goddess, and she has its own uniqueness that this is a river from the heavens which has descended to earth. And, okay. So I'll show the presentation, about 5 minutes I'll take. So this is where the importance of river and Namami Gange, I'll show you this, the presentation where we are looking at various aspects of tourism. We are not only looking at the river Ganga, but it's all tributaries and how it is impacting on the Indian psyche, I'll come to in the presentation. More than that, now we also have a very interesting initiative which we have started in 5 months back called Earth Ganga. So the initial responsibility of Namami Gange was to clean the river, ensure that the water which is flows in the river is clean, and Satpal Maharaj is there. People from Uttarakhand will definitely vouch how the water is clean now in those areas. The entire Ganga stretch, which used to be very polluted earlier, now has become much cleaner. And that is, the testimonial for that is the number of people who participated in the Kumbh. हमने उस समय सोचा था कि 2009 के कुंभ में सोचा था कि 10 करोड़ 8 करोड़ लोग आएंगे, but उस कुंभ में we got about 20 crore people, which means that the people who had come and visited the Sangam spread the message that the water is clean and please come. So that is, and Honorable Prime Minister himself took bath in that. So it is one of the biggest event and the testimonial which we received from the public, endorsement we received from the public that the water in Ganga is much cleaner. Now, this is where the overview of Ganga Basin. It's about 28% of water resources, 43% of the population, and 100 basin cities are there. It's about 43 biodiversity. So very interestingly, I tell you, Ganga, it covers 11 states. So many of the state tourism officers were promoting their states. So probably we have a much bigger role in getting all of you in this sequence. We have about 11 states and the main river there. Okay. So this is the Namami Gange. It is one of the largest and the acknowledged river conservation program in the world. We have done about 378 projects at the cost of 31,000 crore. So these are some of the activities. I'm not going to it because the most important thing you see is the Ardha Ganga river people connect by boosting economy and livelihood. This is a new dimension which the Honorable Prime Minister has given recently because, as I said, our earliest target was to clean the river and river water has become clean. So now he said, if you want to sustain it, you have to ensure that there is a river people connect. Because हमारे देश में एक चीज़ है कि अगर हमको किसी से कुछ फ़ायदा मिलता नहीं है, मेरे को क्या मिलता है बोलते हैं ना? Unless we get some benefit out of a thing, people don't accept it. So he said we should see that there is a river people connect and people get some economic benefit out of it. Then it will be sustainable. That's why the concept of Ardha Ganga came in. River people connect by boosting economy and livelihood. And so this is a snapshot of the projects which we have done, about 31,000 crore, as I said. And most of the projects, you see 164 projects of costing about 25,000 crore was on river cleaning. So STPs were being built. So I'm not getting into that because that's a different topic altogether. I'll confine myself to the tourism aspect of it. This is the Ardha Ganga concept. Basically, synergies of various departments of the government, convergence of schemes and pooling of resources and try to make a river, strengthen the river people connect. This is the logo of Ardha Ganga. This again is a very interesting logo. If you see, it has the rupee symbol is there. That's the connect of money and the river. It has Ganesh ji ka bhi ek dikhta hai. And we are, the tagline is banking on river Ganga. Okay, these are the 6 interventions pillars, which I am not again getting into it. These are 6 pillars of Ardha Ganga, and if you notice 2 important aspects, one is the livelihood generation opportunities and the cultural and heritage tourism. This is where we will focus today. So we have a lot of things to offer in Ganga Basin. If you look at religion, I have lots of places of importance for Hindu religion, for Buddhist religion, Jain religion is there in the banks. Kashi, a city which is the gateway to heaven, and a city which is mentioned as beyond the history, is much before the history, is on the banks of River Ganga. We have a lot of stories, associations with Ramayana, Mahabharata. Go to any place in Ganga Basin, villages कुछ ना कुछ कहानी बताएंगे. यहाँ पे सीता मैया बैठी थी, या यहाँ पे द्रौपदी जी बैठी थी, स्नान करने आए थे, ये इसके कुटीर हम आए थे ना, विदुर हम बैठे थे. Every place has a story. So it's how we tap to that. So there is a lot of potential to be taken up in the Ganga Basin, the Ramayana, Mahabharata. And since we are also looking at the various tributaries of the river, every place we have a lot of associations with these old mythological stories. We have heritage areas, lot of forts, lot of old heritage sites are available on the Ganga Basin. So we are trying to capture on that. We also said that historical places. आप देखेंगे तो इंडियन फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल का बहुत सारा हिस्सा इस नदी के आस पार में हुआ था. एंड इवन दी 1857 the first war of independence, Barakpur, Meerut, ye sab, they are all on the banks of River Ganga. So we are trying to connect all these things to a big narrative for developing tourism in the Ganga Basin. We have adventure tourism, you have seen the rafting pictures used to come here. We have 95 national parks, 123 national sanctuaries, bird area 95 centers, tiger reserves 14, Ramsar 19. Such a great expanse of biodiversity we have on the basin. We have dolphins, otters, and gharials. Lot of unique wildlife available on the banks of the river. So we thought we should encash on this as a livelihood opportunity to make people connect with the river, and use that as a way to see that the efforts put in by Namami Gange is sustained. Unless people get an advantage or a return from being closer to the river, they will not maintain it and they will not sustain it. Kachra phekte rahenge. So the point which we are trying to mention is that we would like to have a river people connect, and then through that a respect for the river, and that will ensure the sustainability of the programs which we have taken up. So probably there's a selfish interest in that also. We have, interestingly, on 16th of August, we launched a portal called Earth Ganga. I'll come to that. So we have, with the help of tourism ministries here, with the help of the tourism department, we have developed many of the programs at Gangotri, Yamunotri, Dham, etc. We are funding the riverfront development at Badrinath and Kedarnath. We are also developing jetties for river cruise facilities in that. This is where we launched the I Am Avatar portal. Please go to this I Am Avatar portal. This is a very interesting place. It's written www.iamavatar.com. This is a very interesting portal because this offers multiple services. E-puja. If you are sitting in US and you want to arrange a puja in any of the ghats, we have this position, the priest's name and nakshatras, everything. You can talk to them and arrange a puja in any of the ghats. We also have the link. Wherever Indians go, we carry India with them. So they may have to have the puja at that local temple in your own village. So we can get this organized through this portal here. And very interestingly, we also developed a very interesting thing. It's there. Shravan, you know the old traditional story of Shravan अपने माँ बाप को कंधे पे उठा के लेके जाता था to the pilgrim sites. So many of our children, youngsters who are in America, probably they want to make more and more money and work there, but having a guilt conscience that parents go, they are not able to take to the tourist temples. So हमने इसमें offer किया कि we'll have a setup where you can book a service to take your parents from your house to the temples, have darshan करा के वापस घर में छोड़ सकते हैं. So this is something which we are looking at. So I am looking at opportunities from your side and from the state departments on these people to help us in join the program, because this is not a Namami Gange program by itself. It is a joint effort where all of us have to work to get this. These are some of the unique things which I am trying to say. Again, Satpal Maharaj is there from Uttarakhand. Umpteen places are there. There are a lot of traditional routes. Chardham जाने के लिए जंगल से टक्कर के जाते हैं लोग. How पुराना रास्ता सब भूल गए. We are trying to revive those trekking routes and ensure that a guide is provided to take these people through this trekking through the forest. And trek में जाने के लिए you have to have facilities, you have to have chai, probably you'll have to have a place to stay. All these things will be arranged. So homestay is another thing which we are going to offer here. You can pick up and arrange for homestay. And that is how we are trying to link up the people to have some livelihood programs so that they also feel responsible to ensure that they should maintain the clean. And this can happen only if the river is clean. If a Ganda Nadi ke paas koi aayega nahi. So probably that's where we have a sort of a selfish interest in getting the river clean and getting these things, opportunities given to the people so that they also maintain the river. They also prevent somebody from putting the garbage into the river, because they can attract people only if the site is kept clean. So and there's another one which I said about the funeral services. I forgot that also. There's another one which we thought of a funeral package. Taking Ganga has associated with lot of funeral rites. Lot of people bury their dead on the banks of River Ganga. So I'm looking at it as a livelihood opportunity where you can get a team of people to take the bodies from the hospital, take it to the house, arrange for puja, because we are Asta mein to hai, puja to karna hai, the rites kara ke, go to the ghats and then do the cremation with puja. So probably this can be developed as a model. It may sound very bizarre, but this can be of great help for people. So that's why we're also looking at that facility also. So these are the 6 verticals which we identified from the INTACT. We commenced a study with INTACT, and they have come out with all these various possible tourism potentials in Ganga Basin. We have historical monuments, as I said, very many old British buildings are there, many Mughal buildings are there, many early erstwhile buildings are there, many of them in dilapidated conditions, but we can have these people to look at it. Then circuit of forts and battlefield. Many traditional, old historical battlefields are all on the banks of Ganga River. Whether it is Chunar ka battlefield ho, ya all these battlefields, we can probably make the people visit and then look at it. It's a different matter that many of the battles we lost, but we try can visit that location. Mahabharata and Ramayana circuit, 1857 circuit, foot pilgrim in Gadwal and areas. Cultural festivals, cuisines, performing arts, weaves. These are all, many type of variety of weaves are available on the Ganga Basin. There are places which have traditional products, Puam kar sakte, boat tourism, then aquatic fauna, I said dolphins, reptiles, turtles, river sharks, tigers, all are available on the Ganga Basin, and food-based activities also. And coming to the tributaries, Yamuna in Delhi, you know Yamuna in Delhi is dirty, but then how many of you have visited the foreign countries and go gaga over the Thames in London, or Thames in London, or probably Seine River in Paris? Why can't we have this river in Yamuna in Delhi cleaned up, and you will do river cruise here? We are working on that. This year probably we'll have 1,000 million liters per day treating capacity of sewage. STPs will be done here, and probably we'll work on getting the Yamuna also cleaner soon. So these are some of the historical places, as I said. I'll just go through the pricing. We are also a cadre of Ganga Praharis who are actually trained in doing these services. So these are some of the other initiatives we have started. Jalaj, where boats can be used for selling the products of the people in and around the river. So this is all trying to get people connect. So Jalaj, we have identified, as I said before, these are the various parks and other nature-based tourism circuits available on Ganga Basin. This is the last slide, to experiment how people respond to it. On 21st of June, when the International Yoga Day was celebrated, we gave a call. Let us come to the ghat and do a yoga. We said that ghat par hoga yoga. 10 lakh people responded. We got a wonderful response, and people came down to the banks of river and did yoga. And now I realize that this is the best way to connect people to the river. So we are now telling that har din hoga, har hafte yoga, ghat par yoga. So this is what we are trying to use the potential of the river and use this as a way to improve the livelihood of the people, and also bring back the glory of River Ganga and its tributaries, and make the river people connect. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. Many things you can see in this website. So I thank the Outlook for arranging this program, and also trying to request all the tour operators and other people associated with the tourism industry. There is a wonderful opportunity of tourism available on the Ganga Basin. Let us all work together. In that process, we'll also ensure that the river is clean. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Kumar, for that very pressing and pertinent presentation. Our natural resources are our true riches. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to be taking the privilege of inviting on stage Mr. Indranil Roy, the CEO of Outlook Group, to talk about the new outlook of Outlook Traveler. Please help me welcome with a huge round of applause Mr. Indranil Roy, ladies and gentlemen, CEO Outlook Group. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad that you are all here today to attend the Outlook Traveler Awards. Unfortunately, for the last 2 years, we could not do it, but now we are back. And as we say that, we are back with a bang. I take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Union Minister of Culture, Tourism, and Donor, Sri Kishan Reddy ji, for accepting our invitation as the chief guest. I also thank Sri Satpal Maharaj ji, Honorable Tourism Minister of Uttarakhand, to be the guest of honor at our event today. I thank Sri Meenakshi Sharma, Director General CAG, to chair the jury of the Outlook Traveler Awards. And thank all the other jury members, dignitaries, and guests. You know, we are running out of time, so I'm not going to be really dwelling on a few things that we had prepared to share with you, but I will move on to something which is interesting and important. And therefore, I will just sort of take cue of moving one slide away. So what I wanted to share with you is that Outlook Traveler is actually India's first and only travel magazine. When I say India's, I mean to say it's the first Indian and the only Indian travel magazine. You know, we have been publishing the travel magazine for the last 19 years. And over the last 19 years, there is one thing that we always believed and we have been doing very religiously, which is focusing on writing about unknown and undiscovered India. We have always focused on immersive holidays, and that is the DNA of the product. Our biggest strength has always been to focus on India, and it is our belief that today India is a land of unknown and undiscovered. And that is how we have built our readership base. We are also the first media organization to promote responsible tourism. 7 years back, we launched the Responsible Tourism Initiative, which was in a form of a summit and award. And today, even during the time of COVID, we could still host the Responsible Tourism Awards. One we did in Orissa, and the other one we did in Karnataka. Ladies and gentlemen, today, for the Responsible Tourism Awards, we get over 400 to 500 applications for this award, and we give out only 20 to 25 awards every year. That is the kind of credibility that we have built on the Responsible Tourism Award that we do. And let me also share with you one more details, that it is considered to be one of the most coveted tourism awards that one is there in India. We are an affiliate member of UNWTO. We are an audit member with GSTC, which is a global sustainable council. So this is how we have built up this narrative, and the Ministry of Tourism has always been very supportive. And now even the state tourism boards have come forward and being very supportive about building this responsible tourism initiative. Incidentally, one of the state has approached us recently to host the India Responsible Tourism State Awards. And that will only give us the pretext to go further deeper and go and start dealing and interacting with the smallest of the operators. And who are these operators? These operators are guides, homestay owners, they are tour operators. They are the smallest component of the tourism circuit, but they are very, very important. And Outlook somehow has been able to build this, connect with them. We have been able to build a story with them. And what is very, very important for us now, that what we are doing is by going further down, further into the micro level, we will be able to connect with a lot more tour operators. And when I say tour operators, I mean to say operators in the travel space who we will be able to link it and also bring into the bigger space and bring into the bigger forum. So this is what we have been doing in the Responsible Tourism Initiative. And one more thing I wanted to add here is that we have been doing nth number of workshops across the country. These workshops are again in the same context and pretext to engage with the with the small operators. Again, the same, the guides, the travel operators, the homestay owners, they come. They ask us multiple questions. We take our experts along with us. They answer those questions. They try to help them. And even after the event, they reach out to us and we still try to help them. That is the way that we have been building our narrative, and that is the way we have been building our advantage in the travel space, and the whole idea of how we can take travel to the, how we can build the travel, which is a sustainable, responsible initiative that we as Outlook are committed to. I want to just finish by saying that we believe that India has the biggest opportunity to be the most sustainable destination among the rest of the world. And it is our role, it is the role of every state, it is the role of every media organization to build a narrative which is a value-based narrative and not always a volume-based narrative. With that, I thank all of you for being here today, and I really look forward to the rest of the evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. May I request you to please stay back with us on stage? Thank you very much once again, sir. I request you to stay back on stage because we're going to be starting with the awards ceremony. And may I invite, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Kishan Reddy, Honorable Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Donor, Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our Chief Guest, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, Honorable Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Donor, Government of India, joining us on stage. Can we have a huge roaring round of applause for our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen? एक बार फिर आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the moment of truth that we have all been waiting for. So we're going to proceed with the award ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together for the Outlook Traveler Awards 2022, and the first category is Best Ecotourism Destination in India. And here come the nominees. Thenmala, Kerala. Molinong, Meghalaya. Yes, we can clap, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and applaud. Ooty in Tamil Nadu. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, Uttarakhand, and Mathiran, Maharashtra. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold in this category goes to Thenmala, Kerala, the state of Kerala. Many congratulations to you. And with that, I go on to the silver in this category. And the silver goes to Molinong, Meghalaya. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request the representatives from the state of Meghalaya to kindly join us on stage and receive the award. Yes, we do have representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please. Thank you to the winners in this category of ecotourism, which minimizes the impact on environment and boosts financial sustainability for the locals in a positive way. Congratulations. Moving on to the next category, ladies and gentlemen. So let's begin with the next category, which is Best Offbeat Destination in India. And for the Best Offbeat Destination in India, the nominees are, let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, Gurez, Jammu and Kashmir. Let's have a big round of applause. Konoma, Nagaland. Kolli Hills, Tamil Nadu. Sanj Valley, Himachal Pradesh. And Satpura Hills, Madhya Pradesh. And in this category, the gold is being presented to Gurez, Jammu and Kashmir. May I request somebody from the state of Jammu Kashmir to please join us on stage to receive this award. Can we have a big round of applause for our gold winner in this category? Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And ladies and gentlemen, in this category, the best offbeat destination, the silver goes to Konoma, Nagaland. May I request someone from the state of Nagaland to please join us on stage to receive this award. And yes, we have a lady walking up, ladies and gentlemen. May I request you to please put your hands together and welcome Nagaland, ladies and gentlemen. The silver goes to Konoma, Nagaland. This category really is for the roads less traveled and the unexplored. Please put your hands together once again for the silver awardee, Nagaland. Best offbeat destination. And that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. In this particular category, we also have the jury award. And the jury award for the best offbeat destination in India goes to... Let's find out. The jury award for the best offbeat destination in India goes to Bastar, Chhattisgarh. May I invite somebody from the state of Chhattisgarh to please join us on stage to receive this award. I really congratulate all the winners in this category. They inspire us to plan our next trip to these jaw-dropping offbeat destinations. Moving on to the next category, which is Best Spiritual Destination in India, and the nominees are Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, Bodh Gaya, Bihar, Kedarnath, Uttarakhand, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. And we also have Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold goes to Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, state of Uttar Pradesh. May I request you to please join us on stage and accept the honor. Congratulations to the state of Uttar Pradesh on getting a gold, and the silver in this category goes to Bodh Gaya, Bihar. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request the state of Bihar to kindly join us on stage and receive this award. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the winners of the best spiritual destinations in India, a place where one can rediscover oneself and attain peace. Congratulations to you once again. And with this, we will take it to the next category, ladies and gentlemen. And the next category is Best Wildlife Destination in India. And the nominees are Kaziranga, Assam, Gir, Gujarat, ladies and gentlemen, Kanha National Park, Madhya Pradesh. And we also have Ranthambore National Park, Rajasthan. And finally, Nagarhole National Park, Kerala. And the gold goes to Kaziranga, Assam. May I request somebody from Assam to kindly grace the stage and receive this award. Can we have a huge round of applause for the state of Assam, ladies and gentlemen? May the music be your applause. Congratulations once again to Assam for getting the gold in the category of Best Wildlife Destination in India. Congratulations again. And now we will find out the silver winner, ladies and gentlemen. The silver in this category goes to Gir, Gujarat, state of Gujarat. Many congratulations to them with a round of applause. And moving on, we do have a jury mention. So the jury award in this one goes to, ladies and gentlemen, jury award for the best wildlife destination in India. And The jury award for Best Wildlife Destination in India goes to... That's right, Sundarbans, West Bengal. May I invite somebody from the state of West Bengal to please join us on stage and receive this award. Welcome, sir. Congratulations. State of West Bengal gets the jury award for the best wildlife destination in India. Congratulations once again, sir. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, never hesitate to applaud. Applause is the only appreciated interruption there is. Let's move on to the next category with that, which is Best Destination in India for Stunning Mountain Views. And here come the nominees. Pelling and Kanchenjunga, Sikkim. Nilgiris and Kunur, Tamil Nadu. Darjeeling, West Bengal. Sonmarg, Jammu and Kashmir. And Oli, Uttarakhand. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold winner is Pelling and Kanchenjunga, Sikkim. May I invite somebody from Sikkim to kindly join us on stage and receive this award, please. Congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, the silver goes to the silver awardee in this category, Nilgiris and Kunur, Tamil Nadu. May I invite somebody from the state of Tamil Nadu to please grace the stage and receive this award. And a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please. Congratulations once again. And ladies and gentlemen, in this category also we have a jury mention. The jury award for the best destination in India for stunning mountain views goes to, we'll just find out, jury award best destination in India for stunning mountain views goes to, ladies and gentlemen, Zanskar, Ladakh. May I request somebody from the state of Ladakh to please join us on stage. And yes, we have a lady coming with all smiles. Let's have a big round of applause, please. Congratulations. With that, ladies and gentlemen, the next category is Best Heritage Destination in India. And the nominees are Hampi, Karnataka, Kumbhalgarh and Chittorgarh Forts, Rajasthan, Sun Temple, Konark, Odisha, Great Living Chola Temples, Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu, and Buddhist Monuments, Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold goes to Hampi, Karnataka. Big round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. A big hand for the state of Karnataka. And moving on from here, I'd like to now go on to the silver awardee. The silver in this category goes to Kumbhalgarh and Chittorgarh Forts, Rajasthan. A big round of applause for the state of Rajasthan. We have people from Rajasthan joining us on stage to receive this award. Can we have a big round of applause for our silver winner, Rajasthan, ladies and gentlemen, Kumbhalgarh and Chittorgarh Forts, Rajasthan. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's no music, we can always applaud and fill the gaps. Let's have a big round of applause for all the winners. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. And let's go on to the jury award in the category of Best Heritage Destination in India. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a jury mention in this one. The jury award for the Best Heritage Destination in India goes to Mandu, Madhya Pradesh. May I request someone from Madhya Pradesh to kindly join us on stage and receive this award. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the state of Madhya Pradesh? Congratulations, sir. And since we Indians celebrate life like no other, our festivals and carnivals are magnificent spectacles of the world. The next category is Best Festival Celebration Destination in India. So ladies and gentlemen, for the Best Festival Celebrations Destination in India, the nominees are Durga Puja, Kolkata, West Bengal. Holi Braj, Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Jagannath Rath Yatra, Puri, Odisha. Pongal in Tamil Nadu. And Dev Deepavali in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold goes to Durga Puja, Kolkata, West Bengal. May I request someone from West Bengal to kindly grace the stage? Congratulations. Once again, congratulations to the state of West Bengal. And ladies and gentlemen, in this same category, the silver goes to, let's find out. The winner is Holi Braj, Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. May I request once again the state of Uttar Pradesh to kindly join us on stage and receive this award. This is the Best Festival Celebrations Destination in India. The silver goes to Holi Braj, Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Congratulations, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to a very interesting category. The category is Best Scenic Places in India for Drive and Scenery en route. That's right. And the nominees are Gangtok to Lake Somgo and Nathula Pass, Sikkim. Maravante Beach Road, Karnataka. Bangalore to Ooty, Tamil Nadu. Leh to Nubra Valley via Khardungla, Ladakh. And Shillong to Cherrapunji, Meghalaya. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold goes to Gangtok to Lake Somgo and Nathula Pass, Sikkim. May I request you to please join us on stage to receive this award. The gold award, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the state of Sikkim. The best scenic places in India for drive and scenery en route. The gold goes to Gangtok to Lake Somgo and Nathula Pass, Sikkim, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, sir, and congratulations to the state of Sikkim. And now going on to the silver, and the silver goes to Maravante Beach Road, Karnataka. Let's get our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the state of Karnataka on receiving the silver in this category. And with this, we will now go on to the next category, which is Best Beach Destination in India. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The next category is Best Beach Destination in India. And here come the nominees. Palolem Beach, Goa. Havelock, Andaman and Nicobar. Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu. Gokarna, Karnataka. And Mandarmani, West Bengal. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold winner is Palolem Beach, Goa. Let's have a big round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. And the silver goes to Havelock, Andaman and Nicobar. May I invite We do have representatives of Andaman and Nicobar, ladies and gentlemen, so a big round of applause for them. Can we have a big round of applause, please? For Andaman and Nicobar, the silver goes to Havelock. Congratulations. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we go on to the next category, which is Best Wellness Destination in India. And the nominees are Kumarakom, Kerala; Rishikesh, Uttarakhand; Shimla, Himachal Pradesh; Kovalam, Kerala; and Kodaikanal, Tamil Nadu. And ladies and gentlemen, the gold here goes to Kumarakom, Kerala. And we do have someone from Kerala coming on stage to receive this award, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a big round of applause for Kumarakom, Kerala. Congratulations, sir. This is the gold, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together. Congratulations. And now we will go on to the next category, ladies and gentlemen. The next category is, this is, if I can just say, what is a life without some thrill, some adrenaline gush that makes you feel alive? And that is exactly on these theme is the next category chosen. So let's find out. The next category is the best adventure destination in India. And the nominees are Rishikesh, Uttarakhand for rafting; Gulmarg, Kashmir for skiing; Ladakh Chadar trek; Goa surfing; and Sikkim mountain biking, ladies and gentlemen. And here the silver goes to Gulmarg, Kashmir for skiing. This is the silver, ladies and gentlemen, that goes to for Gulmarg, Kashmir for skiing. We have someone from Jammu and Kashmir joining us on stage to receive this award. Congratulations to Jammu and Kashmir once again. Thank you, sir. Congratulations once again to you and the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this moment, really capture it, and take huge pride in announcing a state which has received not one, but 2 awards today. The first category being Best Wellness Destination in India, and the silver is being presented to them. The silver goes to Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, ladies and gentlemen, in the category of Best Wellness Destination in India. That's right, the Best Wellness Destination in India. The silver is being presented to Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. And like I was saying, not just 1 but 2 awards. The second category is Best Adventure Destination in India. So the second category, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Adventure Destination in India, and the same state takes it. And the gold goes to Rishikesh, Uttarakhand for rafting, ladies and gentlemen. May I please call upon Shri Satpalji Maharaj, Honorable Tourism Minister, Government of Uttarakhand, to please receive both these awards. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the state of Uttarakhand on getting the silver and the Best Wellness Destination in India to Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, and the Best Adventure Destination in India, the gold, to Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. Can Can we have a loud, really loud round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. And very, sir, may I request you to please stay back, sir? I request you to please stay back. Very momentarily, I'd request you to please address us, and we are going to take those awards and hold them. In the meantime, may I request you to please address the August gathering. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Sri Satpal Maharaj Ji, our honorable guest of honor.
सम्मानित श्री जी किशन रेड्डी जी, टूरिज्म एंड कल्चर मिनिस्टर, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, स्टेट सेक्रेटरीज, डायरेक्टर टूरिज्म, जम्मू कश्मीर, बिहार, पंजाब, तमिलनाडु, छत्तीसगढ़, आसाम, मध्य प्रदेश और बसंत बिजली और सभी बैठे महानुभाव, मुझे बड़ी प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि आउटलुक ट्रैवल अवार्ड 2022 कोविड के बाद बड़े प्रभावशाली ढंग से आपने इस कार्यक्रम को आयोजित किया है। हो गई है पीर पर्वत सी पिघलनी चाहिए, इस सभागार से कोई गंगा निकलनी चाहिए, मेरे सीने में ना सही तो तेरे सीने में ही सही, कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए। सिर्फ हंगामा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, मेरी ये कोशिश है, ये सूरत बदलनी चाहिए। आज इस सूरत को बदलने के लिए उत्तराखंड के अंदर हम लोग एक इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट हरिद्वार के अंदर स्थापित करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। ऋषिकेश टू कर्णप्रयाग, अभी अभी रेड्डी जी हमारे केंद्रीय मंत्री केदारनाथ दर्शनों को पधारे थे। आपने हमें अपने स्वागत करने का हमें सौभाग्य दिया और अब ऋषिकेश से कर्णप्रयाग जो है ट्रेन जाने वाली है। इसके साथ साथ हम लोग चाहते हैं कि 12 ज्योतिर्लिंग का एक हाई एंड सर्किट हम बनाएं। दुनिया में लोगों के पास पैसा है पर समय नहीं है, तो हम चाहते हैं कि एयरपोर्ट की कनेक्टिविटी के साथ और 5 स्टार होटल की बुकिंग के साथ, जहां पर एयरपोर्ट्स नहीं है वहां पर हेलीपैड्स के साथ हम कनेक्टिविटी देते हुए उत्तराखंड का जो केदारनाथ धाम है वो अन्य ज्योतिर्लिंगों के धाम से MOU साइन करेगा स्टेट से, और निश्चित रूप में हम हाई एंड टूरिज्म एक सर्किट स्थापित करेंगे 12 ज्योतिर्लिंग का। इसके साथ साथ हमने उत्तराखंड के अंदर शाक्त, शैव, वैष्णव सर्किट स्थापित किया है और इसके साथ साथ हमने विवेकानंद सर्किट स्थापित किया है, नवग्रह सर्किट स्थापित किया है, नागराजा सर्किट स्थापित किया है, हनुमान सर्किट स्थापित किया है। रिलीजन्स के काफ़ी सर्किट्स हमने स्थापित किए और हम ये चाहते हैं कि आने वाले समय में जैसे कुलधारा जैसलमेर में एक हॉन्टेड विलेज है, इसी प्रकार से 1962 जब वॉर हुई थी तो चाइनीज़ के इन्वेजन से हमारा एक गांव है जादुंग जिसको खाली करा लिया गया था, एंड दैट विलेज इज़ फ्रोजन इन टाइम। तो हम चाहते हैं कि हाई एंड टूरिज्म के लिए उसको हम खोलें, वहाँ पर आपको स्नो लेपर्ड का भी एक सेंचुरी आपको देखने को मिलेगी। तो निश्चित रूप में हम लोग चाहते हैं कि टूरिज्म हमारा बढ़े, कैंप और कैरावान कैंपिंग ग्राउंड्स हम बनाएं, जिस कैरावान के अंदर हम आपको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हुकअप, वाटर हुकअप, सीवेज हुकअप दें और कैरावान्स के साथ, कैंप्स के साथ हम टूरिज्म को आगे बढ़ाएं। मैं ये अपेक्षा करता हूं कि मंत्री जी के सानिध्य में उनके विचारों को लेकर के टूरिज्म बुलंदियों पर जाएगा, रावी की रवानी बदलेगी, सतलज का मुहाना बदलेगा, गर शौक में तेरे जोश रहा, तस्वीर का जामा बदलेगा, बेजार ना हो, बेजार ना हो, सारा फसाना बदलेगा, कुछ तुम बदलो कुछ हम बदलें, तब तो ये ज़माना बदलेगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much, sir, for blessing us with your words. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege and my honor to request our chief guest, Shri G. Kishan Reddy Ji, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of India, to please address the distinguished audience.
सबको नमस्कार। श्री इंद्रानील रॉय जी, आउटलुक ग्रुप सीईओ, श्रीमती चिंकी सिन्हा जी, आउटलुक एडिटर, श्रीमती मीनाक्षी शर्मा जी, डीजी सीएजी, और हमारे भाई साहब बहुत साल से उत्तरांचल उत्तर प्रदेश में सामाजिक क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले, आज उत्तराखंड के टूरिज्म मिनिस्टर सतपाल महाराज जी, मीडिया के फ्रेंड्स, ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स, आप सबको नमस्कार करता हूं। आज महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी राजगुरु जी की जन्म जयंती है। इस महान क्रांतिकारी के चरणों पर नमन करते हुए और अनेक महानुभावों का, अनेक क्रांतिकारियों का बलिदान के कारण हमारे को आज़ाद मिला है, और इस आज़ाद के 75 साल 75 इयर्स का आज़ाद का अमृत महोत्सव का सेलिब्रेशन के संदर्भ में मैं आउटलुक से जो लगातार 19 इयर्स से जो टूरिज्म दृष्टिकोण से प्रोत्साहन करने के लिए जो अवार्ड्स देते आए, मगर लास्ट 2 इयर्स बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना वो लोग दे नहीं पाए। मैं खुशी से आज बताना चाहता हूँ, आउटलुक जैसा आज अवार्ड्स दिया है, वैसे ही आने वाले दिन में टूरिज्म को भी बढ़ावा मिलेगा। मैं देखता हूँ बहुत कम लोग मास्क लगाए, कारण आप सब लोगों को मालूम है, हमारा देश में दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा वैक्सीनेशन का कार्यक्रम भारत में हुआ है। लगभग 202 करोड़ वैक्सीनेशन भारत में फ्री डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत सरकार किया है। उतना ही नहीं है, जो वैक्सीनेशन है दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा उत्तम वैक्सीनेशन, बेस्ट वैक्सीनेशन हम भारत में आज प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं। अभी आप लोग देख सकते हैं, पहले जितने भी वैक्सीनेशन होता था अनेक सालों के बाद होता था, मगर इतने बड़े देश में इतने बड़े संख्या में जनता में रहते हैं, कोई देश सप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं। इस विषय के आधार पर भारत के साइंटिस्ट जो वैक्सीनेशन का रिसर्च करके वैक्सीनेशन लाए, उसके कारण आज श्रीनगर में देखता हूँ, उत्तराखंड में हर जगह चेक पोस्ट लगाना पड़ता है, जो टूरिस्ट को थोड़ा कम करने के लिए, स्ट्रीमिंग करने के लिए। ऐसी वही स्थिति अलग अलग जगह होटल से नहीं मिलते हैं। मेरे को श्रीनगर के बारे में हमारे अधिकारी दे रहे, फोन आते रहते हैं बड़े बड़े लोगों का, साहब होटल में रूम नहीं रहते, आप कुछ कर सकते क्या? ये स्थिति है। अभी मैं श्रीनगर के डल लेक के पास बताना चाहता हूं, आजाद के बाद पहली बार 10-12 हजार लोग तिरंगा लेकर, अब मेरा भाई इधर है, हमारा ऑफिसर, पहली बार तिरंगा लेकर आजाद के बाद 10-12 हजार लोग आज डल लेक का जो टूरिज्म डेस्टिनेशन का यात्रा करते हैं, पर्व करते हैं। ये टूरिज्म का आज एक माहौल देश में दिखता है। मैं जब छोटा था, जब मैं हाई स्कूल में था, जब पिक्चर देखने का भी आदत रहते थे, उस पिक्चर में श्रीनगर का जो सॉन्ग्स शूटिंग करते थे हीरो हीरोइन, अभी लगभग 30 साल से वो खत्म हो गया। अभी आने वाला दिन में टूरिज्म का बढ़ावा है, शूटिंग भी जम्मू कश्मीर में आज हो सकता है। ये आज का, क्योंकि आज जो आज इसका आउटलुक ट्रैवल्स अवार्ड सेरेमनी का जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, जिस प्रांतों को अवार्ड्स मिला है, मैं उन सब का आपके ओर से, हमारे आउटलुक के मैगजीन के ओर से और केंद्र सरकार के ओर से, हमारा टूरिज्म मंत्रित्व शाखा के ओर से, मिनिस्ट्री के ओर से, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के ओर से आप सब लोगों को जो अवार्ड्स मिला है उनको हृदय से मैं अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं, धन्यवाद भी देना चाहता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं। यह पुरस्कार यात्रा और पर्यटन दोनों ही क्षेत्रों के प्रेरित करेगा। मित्रों, देश आज पूरे विश्व में एक आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए भारत बहुत उदाहरण है। मैं बताना चाहता हूं, पहला टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट सिर्फ एक अलग डिपार्टमेंट होता था, मगर टूरिज्म का प्राइमरी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का है। ना कांक्रीट लिस्ट में है, ना सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट लिस्ट में है, मगर सिर्फ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का जिम्मेदारी था। मैं भी और एक बताना चाहता हूं, टूरिज्म के बारे में आज तक 75 इयर्स में पार्लियामेंट में कोई एक्ट नहीं है। आज तक कोई एक्ट भी नहीं है पार्लियामेंट का टूरिज्म दृष्टिकोण से। एक प्रॉपर टूरिज्म पॉलिसी भी नहीं है। आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी की आदेश पर एक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी का काम चल रहे हैं। सभी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से भी हम उसका कमेंट्स मांगे हैं। आने वाले बजट सत्र में हम नेशनल टूरिज्म पॉलिसी देश के सामने लाने वाले हैं। उतना ही नहीं है, टूरिज्म सिर्फ एक टूरिज्म मिनिस्ट्री नहीं होते। अभी हमारा जल शक्ति मंत्रित्व शाखा के अशोक कुमार अधिकारी जी, सेक्रेटरी जनरल, आज प्रस्ताव किया है। एक मिनिस्टर नहीं है, अनेक मिनिस्ट्री से आज काम चला रहे हैं हम। अनेक मिनिस्ट्री से एक समन्वय करते हुए भारत में टूरिज्म बढ़ाने के लिए नरेंद्र मोदी जी के आदेश पर एक गति शक्ति के मिशन मोड पर और भारत के आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए हम टूरिज्म को बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं। टूरिज्म मिनिस्ट्री है, कल्चर मिनिस्ट्री है, उसमें हेरिटेज साइट्स है और अलग अलग हेरिटेज प्लेसेस भी है। जैसा अभी हम्पी का जो अजंता एलोरा, जो ताजमहल जैसे लगभग 3600 मॉन्यूमेंट्स आज भारत के में है। दुनिया में कोई देश नहीं दिखता आपको इतना बढ़िया डेस्टिनेशन। जैसा रेड फोर्ट है, ओल्ड किला है, जैसा अलग अलग अजंता एलोरा है, जैसा चार मीनार है, अलग अलग डेस्टिनेशंस कल्चर डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा भारत में है। अब इतने अच्छे डेस्टिनेशन, लास्ट 3 months आई एम फेसिंग थ्रोट प्रॉब्लम, डोंट थिंक अदरवाइज। इतना डेस्टिनेशन भारत में है, उसका ब्रांडिंग होना चाहिए, उसका मार्केटिंग होना चाहिए, उसका ठीक तरीके से दुनिया के सामने चित्र बताना चाहिए। मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ, आज यूनेस्को का भारत के पास 40 हेरिटेज हो गया। पहले जब 10-10 एक साल में 15-15 भी चेना एक बार एक साल, तो 19 एक साल में टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन का यूनेस्को का अवार्ड से लेके गए। यूनेस्को डेस्टिनेशन नाते रिकॉग्नाइज किया। अभी यूनेस्को का अवार्ड एक्ट भी बदल गया, हर देश को एक साल में एक ही दे सकते हैं, वो भी दुनिया भर में कंपटीशन के अंदर जीतना पड़ेगा। इसीलिए एक एक साल में एक एक टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन जो यूनेस्को हेरिटेज के अंदर लाना चाहिए, वो लगातार हम प्रयास करेंगे। वैसे ही हमारा एएसआई का मार्मेंट से मैं बताया हूँ, और डोनर मिनिस्ट्री अभी आप सिक्किम का अलग अलग जगह, मैं सिक्किम भाइयों को, सिक्किम सरकार को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। टूरिज्म में अच्छा काम चला रहे। मेघालय में, नागालैंड में, त्रिपुरा में, मणिपुर में, मिजोरम में, असम में टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन का बहुत बड़ा स्कोप है उधर। आप न्यूजीलैंड जाते हैं, मगर न्यूजीलैंड से ज़्यादा हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में है, मगर उसका ब्रांडिंग नहीं हुआ इतने साल। लगभग 40 साल से इंसर्जेंसी ग्रुप्स के कारण 15-15 दिन रोड ब्लॉक होता था, लैंडस्लाइड्स होता था और कर्फ्यू होते थे, फायरिंग होते थे, कोई रोड नहीं था, कोई फ्लाइट नहीं था, हेलीकॉप्टर नहीं थे। इसके कारण नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जो टूरिस्ट बढ़ना था, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का विकास होना था, वो नहीं हुआ है। मैं आपको गर्व के साथ बताना चाहता हूं, आज हम हर स्टेट कैपिटल को ट्रेन से जोड़ने के लिए प्रयास करें। 2024 तक सभी स्टेट कैपिटल को हम ट्रेन से जोड़ रहे हैं। इस रात, इस समय भी लाइट्स, फ्लड लाइट्स के द्वारा डे में, लाइट में, नाइट में आज 122 टनल वर्क्स ट्रेन से जाने के लिए हम काम कर रहे हैं। 24 आवर्स काम चलता है, 3 शिफ्ट में काम चलता है। फ्लड लाइट्स के अंदर टनल तोड़ने का काम चला रहे, उसके अंदर हम ट्रेन चलाएंगे। वैसा 24 एंड तक पूरा स्टेट कैपिटल को ट्रेन से जोड़ने वाला है। अभी नेशनल हाईवेज, अभी 80 करोड़ का काम, 80,000 करोड़ का काम नेशनल हाईवेज का काम चल रहा है। आने वाले साल में 50,000 करोड़ नेशनल हाईवे के ऊपर भारत सरकार खर्च करने वाला है। क्योंकि मैं यही बताना चाहता हूं, पहले कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए पीछे आते थे लोग, व्हीकल कब पहुंचता पता नहीं, गाड़ी जाता नहीं, टूरिस्ट इंडस्ट्री में इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते नहीं, इंडस्ट्री इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते नहीं। आज मैं विश्वास के साथ बताना चाहता हूं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में आइए आप लोग, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इन्वेस्टमेंट लगाइए टूरिज्म डेस्टिनेशन के लिए। आप आइए, अच्छे स्कोप, न्यूजीलैंड से अच्छा, अलग अलग उधर सीनरीज, अदर डेस्टिनेशंस, अदर दृश्य आपको दिखता है। इसलिए डोनर में भी मैं अभी इस साल 100 व्यू पॉइंट्स बनाने वाला हूँ। डोनर मिनिस्ट्री के मेरा ही साथ है, इसमें 100 मिनिस्ट्री व्यू पॉइंट्स बनाने वाला हूँ। सभी स्टार होटल से मैं बातचीत कर रहा हूँ। अभी अलग अलग स्टार होटल का नया होटल्स बनाने का काम शुरू हो गया। अभी नया एयरपोर्ट्स आ रहे हैं, नया हेलीपैड्स आ रहे हैं, हेली टैक्सी भी चलाने वाला है। उजाले के द्वारा अलग अलग छोटे छोटे एरिया में भी अभी फ्लाइट्स का काम चल रहे हैं। ट्रेन का है तो सबसे ज़्यादा, क्योंकि वेदर के कारण फ्लाइट्स भी, हेलीकॉप्टर भी ठीक तरीके से कब चलेगा पता नहीं चलता। इस दृष्टिकोण से नरेंद्र मोदी जी का आदेश है, ट्रेन से अगर उनका एक कॉन्फिडेंस मिलेगा आने वालों को इन्वेस्टमेंट करने को, टूरिस्ट को, इसलिए ट्रेन से आए तो किसी तरह समय पे हम जो मंजिल पहुंचना है नॉर्थ ईस्ट में पहुंच सकते हैं, इसके लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं। उसके साथ साथ हमारे ट्रांसपोर्ट मिनिस्ट्री है, उसके द्वारा नेशनल हाईवेज के साथ साथ हम टूरिस्ट अम्यूनिटीज़ का काम चला रहे। उनके साथ साथ नेशनल टूरिज्म दृष्टिकोण से हर जगह जब नेशनल हाईवेज बनाते हैं, रोड साइड्स के लिए लैंड एक्वायर कर रहे हैं हम, टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए। ये काम लगातार हर जगह हम काम कर रहे हैं। आपको मालूम है नेशनल हाईवेज किसी तरह काम चल रहे हैं। जब अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी नेशनल हाईवेज का काम शुरू किए थे, स्वर्ण चतुर्भुज के रोड पर लोग हंसते थे, ये पैसा किधर से आते, अटल जी कैसा 80,000 करोड़, जब 80,000 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट था। अब एक एक स्टेट में हम 80,000 करोड़ खर्च कर रहे हैं। अभी जब बीच में 10 साल हो गए थे नेशनल हाईवेज का, मैं अमेरिका में जब स्टूडेंटों को देखते थे, सीमेंट रोड रहते थे, भाई ये रोड हमारे पास कब आता, ऐसा रोड आते क्या। आज हमारे आंखों के सामने नेशनल हाईवेज कैसा नेशनल हाईवेज है। इसके मैं क्यों बताना चाहता हूं, टूरिस्ट किधर भी रोड साइड भी जो सीनरीज देखते हुए, जो सीन्स देखते हुए, नेचरल देखते हुए आज टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन जा सकते हैं। पहला गुवाहाटी से मेघालय शिलांग जाने के लिए 4 घंटा होता था, अब आज 2 घंटे के अंदर, 1.5 घंटे के अंदर आज गुवाहाटी से शिलांग पहुंच सकते हैं। कारण अच्छे नेशनल हाईवेज है। इसलिए हम मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट के द्वारा भी टूरिज्म बढ़ाने के लिए हम टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं। उसके साथ साथ आज एयरपोर्ट्स, अभी एयरपोर्ट्स जो इस 7 साल में लगभग 69 एयरपोर्ट्स नया जोड़े हैं। अभी आने वाले 2024 तक मोर देन 100 न्यू एयरपोर्ट्स आने वाले हैं भारत में, उसमें लगभग 23 ग्रीन एयरपोर्ट्स है। इसलिए एयरपोर्ट्स का काम भी उजाला के द्वारा, मेरा टूरिज्म के डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा हम सिविल एविएशन को पैसे देते हैं। जो फ्लाइट चलाते हैं, अगर टूरिस्ट नहीं आया, जितने भी सीट्स खाली है उसका पैसे हम देते हैं। और जैसा जब फ्लाइट चलाते हैं उसमें सब्सिडी, अगर 3,000 करोड़ अगर फ्लाइट टिकट है, सिविल एविएशन पैसेंजर को टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन पे 2,000 करोड़ खर्च करते हैं, 1,000 करोड़ मेरा टूरिज्म का डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा मैं सिविल एविएशन को इस एयरलाइन को हम देते हैं। उसका नाम है उड़ान स्कीम है। वैसा ही जो एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट है, हर स्कूल में हम युवा टूरिज्म के नाम पर, हर स्कूल से लेकर यूनिवर्सिटी तक युवा टूरिज्म के नाम पर हम बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से बातचीत कर रहे, जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का केंद्रीय विद्यालय, नवोदय विद्यालय, सेंट्रल विद्यालय, हम काम शुरू किया है। हर स्टूडेंट्स को जो उनके जिले में, उनके तालुका में, उनके एरिया में, उनका प्रांत में जितने भी टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन है, बच्चों को लेकर जाना, बच्चों को बताना, उसके बाद उनको वापस आने के बाद पेंटिंग कंपटीशन, जो डेस्टिनेशन देखे उसके ऊपर पेंटिंग कंपटीशन करवाना, उसका एसे राइटिंग कंपटीशन करवाना, स्पीच देना। उसके बाद बताना चाहिए आपका पेरेंट को जगह लेके गए क्या, उनको पेरेंट को, उनका फ्रेंड्स को लेके गए क्या, उनका परिवारों को लेके गए क्या। उस बच्चों के द्वारा भी, एक टूरिस्ट क्लब के द्वारा भी हम देश में डोमेस्टिक टूरिज्म बढ़ाने के लिए हम प्रयास करें, वो काम स्पीड गति से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। वैसा ही एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री भी हम जोड़े हैं। पहला हमारा ऑफिस 7-8 जगह होता था, टूरिज्म ऑफिस। मैं आने वाले दिन में बंद कर रहा हूँ उसको, कोई आउटपुट नहीं है। मगर मैं ये तय किया हूँ एमईए से बात करके, सभी एम्बेसीज में हमारा टूरिस्ट ऑफिसर्स रहेगा। अभी 20 जो FTA फॉरेन टूरिस्ट अराइवल्स जो ज़्यादा रहते हैं इंडिया में, उसका 20 कंट्रीज में मैं ऑफिसर्स खोला हूँ, एम्बेसीज में ऑफिस खोला हूँ। उस एम्बेसीज के द्वारा हम प्रमोट करेंगे इंडिया का टूरिज्म का। उस एम्बेसीज के द्वारा जो लोग सोशल मीडिया में काम करेंगे, पूरा एम्बेसी जरूरत पड़े तो हमारा टूरिज्म के लिए काम करने वाला है। इसके लिए एमईए के साथ भी हम मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं। उतना जितने बुद्धिस्ट कंट्रीज है, एमईए के द्वारा मिलकर बुद्धिस्ट कंट्रीज में ज़्यादा बुद्धिस्ट हमारे देश में आए, क्योंकि बुद्धिज्म हमारा देश का है, जन्मतः बुद्धिज्म देश का है। भगवान बुद्धिज्म का जो प्रारंभ किया है, बुद्धिज्म का भारत का है, मगर हमारा कुछ पड़ोसी देश बुद्धिज्म हमारा है बोलने के लिए प्रयास करें। इसलिए हम भारत सरकार के द्वारा ठीक तरीके से बुद्धिज्म के बारे में दुनिया भर में जितने बुद्धिज्म कंट्रीज है उसको आकर्षित करने के लिए हम एमईए को पूरा तरह जोड़कर हम काम कर रहे हैं। उसके साथ साथ जो एनवायरनमेंट मिनिस्ट्री है, फॉरेस्ट मिनिस्ट्री है, जैसा वाटरफॉल्स है, जैसा वाइल्ड लाइफ टूरिज्म है, उसको भी एक कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ, पहला कोई कोऑर्डिनेशन होता नहीं था, सभी मिनिस्टर का टूरिज्म अलग जाता था। हमारे अशोक कुमार जी है, उनका गति शक्ति जो जल शक्ति अलग होता था। अभी मैं पूरा मिलाकर जाने वाला हूँ। इसका एक जो एनवायरनमेंट मिनिस्ट्री भी इतने अच्छे अपने पास वाटरफॉल्स है, वाटरफॉल दाने के लिए कनाडा देखने का जाने का जरूरत नहीं है, मगर जिधर वाटरफॉल है उधर तक रोड जाना चाहिए, जिधर वाटरफॉल है उधर रहने का व्यवस्था होना चाहिए, जिधर वाटरफॉल है ठीक तरीके से ट्रांसपोर्ट होना चाहिए, जिधर वाटरफॉल है उधर पूरा सिक्योरिटी होना चाहिए, एक अच्छे माहौल एनवायरनमेंट होना चाहिए। उसके लिए भी हम फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट, एनवायरनमेंट मिनिस्ट्री से मिलके हम काम कर रहे हैं। वैसा ही मैं जितने भी ट्राइबल डिपार्टमेंट, क्योंकि हमारे लिए ट्राइबल कल्चर भारत के लिए बहुत बड़ा कल्चर है, एक रिच कल्चर है, हमारा हेरिटेज है, हमारा विरासत है कल्चर का। जितने कल्चर ग्रुप्स है, ट्राइब्स है, अलग अलग ट्राइब्स, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ ट्राइब्स भारत में है। हमारा नॉर्थ ईस्ट में लगभग 300-400 टाइप्स का ट्राइब्स है। उनका ड्रेस अलग है, उनका खाने का अलग है, उनका म्यूजिक अलग है, उनका डांस अलग है, उनका जीना तारा अलग है, उनका परिवार का सिस्टम अलग है। ये सबको हम ब्रांडिंग करना है दुनिया भर में, उनका कल्चर को प्रोटेक्ट करना है, उनका फेस्टिवल को प्रमोट करना है। उसके लिए हम लगातार हम प्रयास कर रहे। ट्राइबल प्रोडक्ट्स भी देश भर में, दुनिया भर में मार्केटिंग के लिए पूरा तरह हम कोऑर्डिनेशन कर रहे हैं। पेट्रोलियम मिनिस्टर टूरिज्म से कोई संबंध नहीं था। मैं अभी हार्दिक सिंह पुरी जी है, उनसे पास गया हूँ, सब जितने भी पेट्रोल पंप है उसमें टॉयलेट्स क्यों ठीक नहीं रखते हैं। जो फैमिलीज जाते हैं हाईवेज पर, रोड्स के ऊपर जाते हैं, हमारा खासकर हमारा बहन जाते हैं, माता जी जाते हैं, टॉयलेट के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता है। मैं आज निर्णय किया हूँ, आधे सर्कुलर निकाले, सभी पेट्रोल पंप्स जो अर्बन में हो, शहर में हो, जंगल में हो, सभी पेट्रोल पंप के ऊपर अच्छे ठीक तरीके से टॉयलेट्स के लिए ऑर्डर निकाले। जो टॉयलेट्स अभी पहले देखते था, जो काम करने वाले जाके ताला डाल के जेब में रखते थे, किसको देते नहीं। अभी 364 24 आवर्स टॉयलेट्स क्लीन रखना। जो भी गाड़ी, ट्रैक्टर हो, लारी हो, कार हो, स्कूटर हो, जो सब लोगों को लेडीज का अलग टॉयलेट, जेंट्स का अलग टॉयलेट का व्यवस्था किया है। ये काम शुरुआत किया है। वैसा ही जो हमारे टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट के अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज इसमें बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रयास करें, ब्रांडिंग करने के लिए। डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री भी कोई संबंध नहीं था टूरिज्म से। जो बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी, अभी 2-3 है, ज़्यादा नहीं बोल दूंगा, आधा ही बोलूंगा, अभी डांटना नहीं मुझे। टूरिज्म डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री है, उसमें बॉर्डर टूरिज्म को प्रोत्साहन करना, क्योंकि मैं होम मिनिस्ट्री में 2 साल काम किया हूं। उत्तर प्रदेश से हमारा मंत्री जी है, जितने भी बॉर्डर विलेजेस है पूरा खाली हो गए। उधर तरफ चाइना तरफ पूरा बॉर्डर से लेके पूरे नए नए गांव वो बसा रहे। हमारा है सो ग्राम खाली करके आ रहे। बच्चे कोई पढ़ते हैं, पढ़ने के बाद शहर में आते हैं, कुछ जॉब मिलता है, क्योंकि बॉर्डर में अच्छा एजुकेशन देने के लिए हम प्रयास किया है। उसके कारण से जॉब के लिए वो शहर में आते हैं, जॉब लेते हैं, उसके बाद पिताजी को माताजी को ताला डाल के घर को शहर में ला रहे हैं। ये पूरा गांव में मंत्री जी है, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ विलेजेस, एक व्यक्ति भी नहीं है, ऐसा स्थिति है बॉर्डर पे। खासकर वो देश का इंटीग्रिटी, सिक्योरिटी के लिए भी प्रॉब्लम होगा। इसलिए हम होम मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा, डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा बॉर्डर एरियाज में ट्रेकिंग, ऐसा बॉर्डर टूरिज्म प्रोत्साहन देने के लिए हम प्रयास करें। उसमें एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन करना, लोगों को उधर ही बसना, होम टूरिज्म देना, होम टूरिज्म के लिए बैंक्स को लोन दिलाना। जो इंटरेस्ट बैंक टूरिस्ट, जो होम टूरिज्म, जो भी घर में टूरिज्म बनाते हैं, होम टूरिज्म का रूल्स बनाते हैं, जो बैंक से पैसे दिला के उसको ठीक करा के उसका इंटरेस्ट हम दे रहे हैं। जो होम टूरिज्म के लिए जो भी आने वाले दिन में जो घर में एक रूम अच्छा ठीक तरह एसी बनाकर, टॉयलेट अच्छा कर, जो डाइनिंग टेबल ठीक कर, जो लोग आते हैं उनके घर में रोकने के लिए अच्छे व्यवस्था करते हैं, उसका पैसे हम दिला रहे। वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से इंटरेस्ट देने के लिए आने वाले हम सर्कुलर करके टूरिज्म पॉलिसी में हम बनाने वाले हैं। वैसा अभी मैं गोवा का चुनाव में था, इलेक्शन का प्रभारी नाते आदरणीय हमारा मोदी साहब भी जाए थे। मैं 2 महीने उधर था इलेक्शन में, इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो लिखते थे, मैं करवाया हूँ। आज गोवा में इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहे होम टूरिज्म का। जितने भी लोन देते हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पूरा इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन दिलाते हैं, वो पैसे वापस बैंक में देना चाहिए, इंटरेस्ट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट दे रहे। वैसा होम टूरिज्म को बढ़ाने के लिए हम प्रयास करें। वैसा जल शक्ति का अभी बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, इन डिटेल मेरे से ज़्यादा जल शक्ति जी का अशोक कुमार जी आपके सामने प्रेजेंटेशन किया है। वैसा ही आयुष डिपार्टमेंट का जो योगा, दुनिया भर में योगा इंस्ट्रक्टर को हम भिजा रहे हैं। अलग अलग देशों के अलग अलग संस्था, कॉर्पोरेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हमारे पास से आता है, हमारे पास आयुष का इंस्ट्रक्टर भिजाओ। आयुष के द्वारा जो प्रधानमंत्री जी बार बार बोलते हैं, जो अभी कोरोना के विषय पर बहुत बड़ा रोल आयुष डिपार्टमेंट का, जैसा वैक्सीन था, वैक्सीन से पहले ही आयुष डिपार्टमेंट बहुत बड़ा अपने को समर्थन दिया है। उसके कारण लाखों लोगों का जान बचा है हम कोरोना में। उसके लिए आयुष का जो ये भी हमारा विरासत है, दुनिया में किधर भी नहीं दिखता आपको। इसलिए इसका भी मार्केटिंग दुनिया भर में करना चाहिए। इसका भी लोगों को, जैसा अभी टूरिज्म के केरला में हो, सिक्किम में हो, अवार्ड्स मिला है, उसका टूरिज्म में भी बढ़ावा देने के लिए हम प्रयास करें। अभी एक फोर्थ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ शिपिंग के द्वारा जो क्रूज टूरिज्म के बारे में फर्स्ट इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस आज़ाद के बाद अभी बम्बई में हुआ है। देश में विदेश में जितने भी बड़े बड़े क्रूज टूरिज्म के कंपनीज है, बड़े बड़े शिप्स है, एक एक व्यक्ति के पास 100 शिप्स है, एक एक शिप में लगभग 5000 लोगों को जाने का बड़ा बड़ा शिप्स है। और सभी लोगों को हम बम्बई में बुलाया 2 महीने पहले। हमारा देश में आइए आप लोग, क्रूज टूरिज्म में पूरा हमारा बहुत बड़ा हमारा पास क्षेत्र है, गोवा है, बॉम्बे है, चेन्नई है, विशाखापट्टनम है, काकीनाडा है, कलकत्ता है और साथ ही साथ अलग अलग देश में भी क्रूज टूरिज्म प्रोत्साहन करने के लिए चांसेस है। वो लोग बहुत बड़ा उत्साह से आने वाला है। मेरा प्रयास है आने वाले दिन में हमारा शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा क्रूज टूरिज्म बढ़ाएंगे। वैसा ही हम जितने पोर्ट में जाते जैसे भी जितने भी पैसेंजर शिप्स आएगा उसका रहने के लिए ठीक तरीके से व्यवस्था नहीं। हम टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट के तरफ से पैसा दे रहे शिपिंग मिनिस्टर को। अच्छा अम्यूनिटीज़ करिए, उसका रहने का व्यवस्था करिए, हाल बढ़ा हुआ ईटिंग रूम करिए। जैसा एयरपोर्ट रहते हैं वैसे आने वाले दिन में पोर्ट में भी हम जो टूरिस्ट अम्यूनिटीज़ का हम प्लान कर रहे हैं उसका काम शुरुआत हुआ है। विशाखापट्टनम, बॉम्बे में भी हमारा टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा जो पैसे देने के कारण उधर में भी ठीक तरीके से काम हुआ है। अभी एक बताकर मैं बताता हूँ, ज़्यादा मिनिस्ट्रीज है, मैं इनका अलग अलग एजेंडा होगा, मुझे नहीं मालूम कितने बार का, मुझे भी काम है, मगर एक ही है रेलवे मिनिस्ट्री। रेलवे मिनिस्ट्री में अभी हम 3600 कोचेस हम अलग निकाल के रखे हैं। जो भी चाहते हैं ट्रेन चलाने के लिए, जो प्राइवेट पार्टी से भी आते हैं, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट भी चाहते हैं, हम रेलवे डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा जो टूरिज्म दृष्टिकोण से ट्रेन चलाने के लिए प्राइवेट वालों को देंगे। जैसा अभी रामायण सर्किट का ट्रेन चलाए हम अयोध्या से लेके भद्राचलम तक, सो भी जितने भी राम मंदिर का प्रांत प्रमुख प्रांत है उस प्रांतों में घूमते घूमते हुए ट्रेन आएगा। अभी बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट के नाम पर जितने भी बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्यूमेंट्स है, इंपॉर्टेंट क्षेत्र है, उसमें ट्रेन जाएंगे। अभी एक अंबेडकर सर्किट, अंबेडकर जन्मस्थान, अंबेडकर आंदोलन का जो निर्णय लिया है, अंबेडकर पढ़े हुए, अंबेडकर जयंत हुआ, अंबेडकर का अंतिम संस्कार हुआ, मोदी सरकार आने के बाद पंच तीर्थ के नाम पर हम डेवलप किया है। देश में हजारों लोग, लाखों लोग ऐसे हैं, बुद्धिज्म के लोग, बुद्धिज्म मानने वाले लोग, हमारे अंबेडकर को मानने वाले लोग, हम तीर्थ देखना चाहते हैं, पंच तीर्थ को। हम उनके लिए हम ट्रेन चलाने वाले हैं। जितने भी देश भर में कम से वो ट्रेन में बैठने के बाद पूरा जिम्मेदारी हमारा है, हमारा रेलवे डिपार्टमेंट का। भोजन से लेके, टिफिन से लेके, चाय से लेके, गाड़ी में रहने का व्यवस्था, रेलवे स्टेशन से डेस्टिनेशन ले जाना, फिर वापस लाना, होटल का रूम देना, होटल का किराया भरना, डेस्टिनेशन का टिकट लेना, हम सर्किट से, रामायण सर्किट हो, जो भी सर्किट हो, रेलवे के द्वारा वो हम भारत सरकार के द्वारा कर रहे हैं। अगर हम उसको हम आने वाले दिन में प्राइवेट लोगों को भी ट्रेन से देंगे, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को देंगे। आप जिधर भी टूरिस्ट नाम पर चलाइए, हम आपको जितने कोचेस चाहिए, कोच जितने भी कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। एक कोच में सिनेमा थिएटर कर सकते हैं, एक कोच में जिम कर सकते हैं, एक कोच में डाइनिंग हॉल कर सकते हैं। ऐसा पूरा एक सर्किट रेलवे के डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा हम आने वाले दिन में हम शुरू किया है। अभी 2-3 सर्किट शुरू हो गया, आने वाले दिन में ऐसा एक एक्शन प्लान के साथ एक रोड शो करने वाले हैं लोगों को, इन्वेस्टमेंट को बुलाने के लिए। वैसा ही मैं टूरिज्म पॉलिसी को बता रहा हूँ। हमारे लिए अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी विदेश गए थे, इंडियन डायस्पोरा का मीटिंग में बताए, हर व्यक्ति जो इंडियन है, इंडियन डायस्पोरा का आदमी है, वो फॉरेन लोगों को, 5 लोगों को भारत में लाने के लिए प्रयास करना चाहिए। ऐसा सबसे जिधर भी जाए, भारत के लिए हमारा सबसे बड़ा एम्बेसडर आपको मालूम है, सुपर एम्बेसडर हमारा प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी है, सुपर एम्बेसडर है, भारत के लिए बहुत प्रचार करते हैं। हर भाषण में टूरिज्म के बिना कोई देश में जाओ, हमारा टूरिज्म का, हमारा इंडियन कल्चर के बारे में, टूरिज्म के बारे में बात ना बताते हुए कोई मीटिंग नहीं करते। इसलिए मैं पूरा विश्वास है, जैसा आज आउटलुक जो आज प्रयास किया है, अभी सभी लोगों का योगदान से हमारा टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट जो इंडस्ट्री है आने वाले दिन में एक ठीक तरीके से होना चाहिए। इसके लिए हम जिसमें दुनिया के 20 विकसित देश में शामिल होंगे, भारत एक शक्तिशाली भारत होगा। जो अलग अलग स्टेट्स है, गोवा जैसा ज़्यादा रेवेन्यू आज टूरिज्म के द्वारा होता है, जैसा हमारा सतपाल महाराज जी बैठे, उत्तराखंड भी आने वाले दिन में इंटरनेशनल टूरिस्ट को, देश के डोमेस्टिक टूरिस्ट को अभी भी वो लोग जितने आते हैं रोकते रहते हैं, इतना अच्छे वातावरण देश में है। मैं इसमें फिर एक बात, मैं जितने भी जो भी अवार्ड मिला है उनको धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। हमारे आउटलुक मैगजीन जो आज इस कार्यक्रम को चलाया है आउटलुक के द्वारा, उनको भी जो आउटलुक ट्रैवलर्स का जो आज अवार्ड्स दिया है, मैं सभी लोगों को धन्यवाद देते हुए मैं जो समय ज़्यादा लिया हूँ माफ़ी चाहता हूँ। मेरे को मार्केटिंग करना मेरा काम है, इसलिए मैं जो भी मौका मिलता है मार्केटिंग करते रहता हूँ भारत का टूरिज्म। इसलिए मार्केटिंग है, मेरा खुद का भाषण देने का नहीं। माफ़ी चाहता हूँ। जय हिंद, भारत माता की जय।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका सर. Thank you so much for that inspiring speech. Ladies and gentlemen, to express my immense gratitude to the honorable chief guest, I'd like to only say leadership coach John C. Maxwell's lines that a leader is somebody who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Those thoughts were very invaluable, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's have a big round of applause for the Honorable Union Minister for Tourism, Culture and Donor, Government of India, Shri G. Kishan Reddy ji. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the stage is now being set for something very beautiful, a Jal Tarang performance. But before that, let me take the privilege of thanking the Honorable Minister. I'd also like to thank Shri Satpal Maharaj ji, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Uttarakhand. And I'd also like to, ladies and gentlemen, thank all our esteemed jury members, acclaimed speakers, and our gracious sponsors for making the 2022 edition of Outlook Traveler Awards a roaring success, I have to say. Once again, thank you for this wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. But that's not all. We have on stage with us Shri Vimal Jain and Ustad Rizwan Khan, who are going to be taking us through a beautiful, soothing performance of Jal Tarang. Let's put our hands together for the performers. Some mellifluous sounds are going to be flowing in, ladies and gentlemen. Jal Tarang being the oldest percussion instrument of the world, originated in India. And this kind of music, which is soulful and which is from our land, is going to truly, in every sense, liberate us tonight. So let us begin with the Jal Tarang performance.
अभी तो फोटो नहीं लिया तुमने।